Welcome to Shop on TV with me, Rob Locke, with an E. You know what this shot is, or that shot was? That's what they call in the trade, as we like to say in the business, BTS. Behind the scenes, yes. Oh, what a show have we got for you tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, it is back. The Paint Blast, which is this amazing handheld paint compressor, which will allow you to paint just about anything, just about perfectly. What a price, what a price. When it was on the air for the very first time, it sold out. It is back in stock tonight. But I must say this, there is a bit of a caveat here. We don't have a massive stock. We have all the stock that is available, as far as we know, in this country. And when it probably sells out tonight in this show, it's not going to be back until September, probably mid-September. So when you look, this is one of these things that people can immediately grasp as being an amazing product. The minute you know that yes, that's great, yes, I want it, yes, I can use it, because this is the time when we're sprucing up our homes, our gardens, and you can spray indoors and out. You can not just flat surfaces, but textured surfaces. I mean, literally the whole house and beyond. It is accurate, it is even, it will also cover stippled or textured surfaces like wicker. I mean, there's a perfect example. If you like to, what do they call it? Not upscale, upcycle old furniture and things like that you've salvaged from the tip, this is the perfect way to basically bring it back to life. It's a fabulous system. You've got an 800ml tank. You also have a viscosity funnel, and that allows you to get all of the, whatever it is you're using. It doesn't just have to be paint, by the way, because you can also use, well, apart from water-based paints and oil-based paints, you can use varnishes, you can use enamels, sealers, stains, creosote, varnish. Did I say varnish? I'm going to say it again. All that sort of thing. And you can use it for wall and ceiling painting, treating, such as fencing and decking, furniture painting, cabinets, craft and DIY, woodwork and cabinetry. You name it, this gun is just I shouldn't really call it a gun. This sprayer is absolutely amazing for large surfaces and for small surfaces. It actually has an adjustable nozzle so that you can get just the right width of spray. You can even use it for stenciling. We're going to show you all of that in the next hour or 2.5 hours, but get it quick. It's a brilliant price at $69.99. These are usually a lot more expensive. I can absolutely attest to the fact that this is really well made, it's really high quality, and it's punching way above its weight. I think you'd have to spend well over £100 to get something equivalent in a different brand. Personally, that's my experience anyway. $25.31 on your PayPal Pay in 3. PayPal Pay in 3 if you want to spread the cost. Now, so that is on the show. That's our hero tonight. But also, this is the time, I gather it's half term at the moment, so maybe you're thinking of going gallivanting or rambling around the country. And so if you've got anything that involves a tyre, or if you're going anywhere that requires anything to be inflated, such as a beach ball or maybe a unicorn floaty ring, I don't know why that immediately sprung to mind. Then this is actually, we've kind of got a compressor theme tonight, because this is the Bullseye Pro. It's a cordless tyre inflator. You can actually set it to a pressure and it will automatically inflate to that pressure and then stop. Obviously, it's great for your car, it's great for your caravan, it's great for your motorhome. And this, believe it or not, can even pump up, was it 130 PSI off the top of my head? It will even pump up a tractor tyre. That's how powerful it is. So have a look at this. So here is, obviously this is time lapsed. So, it doesn't work as quickly as you're about to see. So there it is. There's the problem. There's a flat tyre there. This is an American car, obviously. Oh no, what to do? And then she gets out there. You see, look, you literally plug it in. And the great thing is that you can set it and forget it. Once you get it started, like for example, if it's pouring with rain, you can get in the car and wait for the tyre to inflate, because it will stop as soon as it inflates to the correct pressure. All 4 tyres on one charge, and I missed it. Was that 124? I think it was 124 psi, 24 to 124. And so, yeah, this will do trucks, or lorries, this will do tractors, this will do big tyres. But also you can use it for your bike, for your motorbike, you can use it pretty much for everything. The only things you can't use it on are things like inflatable swimming pools and inflatable beds, that they usually have a big type of pump opening, or they have a built-in pump, or they have, whatever. But anything that has got like a nozzle, and you do get 3 adapters actually, by the way, for all of these kind of pool accessories and balls and whatnot, this is definitely the thing for you. But I tell you what, this is a show special. That's why the clock is on the bottom right of the screen. In 2 hours and 33 minutes, that price is going to go up. So $69.99 is the regular price. But when you add it into your basket and go to the website, you're going to get a big discount. So if you go to the show page, there it is, and we click on the bullseye, add it to the basket. Oh, we've got the Fwerza fix on as well. And you go to your basket, and look, it's $53.99. The price automatically tumbles down, and then your P&P is on top of that. Make sure you check out securely. You can check out as a guest, or you can sign up for a free account, entirely up to you. And if you do sign up for an account, then that gives you an address book, and you can actually have as many addresses. I don't think there's a limit to the addresses, or if there is, it's more addresses than you'd ever have. And you can actually have a person's name and phone number associated with that address if you want to have items sent to them directly. I do this all the time when I buy things for my friends and family, and just saves extra postage, right? So grab that while you can. You've only got 2 hours and 32 minutes now. 999522, your item number. Right, okay, we're going to come back to the hero of the show. It's already absolutely flying. We knew that it would. This is the perfect time to be doing this, although really any time of year. If you're useless with a paintbrush, or if you're useless with a roller, I am both. This actually does a better job, I believe, than both. Paintbrushes, I remember an enduring memory of youth, paintbrushes sitting in old coffee jars full of turpentine, getting hard. Rollers, you usually throw them away. The amount of rollers and paintbrushes you probably would throw away if you do any painting would cover the cost of this easily, and then some. But also, this will actually cover a surface with mixed textures. So if you've got like a door, we'll show you this later, that's got little detail on it, you've got to cut in with a brush, and then the flat parts you probably use a roller for. No brush marks, no bristles left in the paint, no drips, no mess, no fuss. It is phenomenal. Now, a lot of people will have fencing, they'll have decking and things like that. So here is our first demonstration. This is with Sean and Hayley and our wonderful Charlie, and they're going to put it through its paces. As soon as you know you want it, though, check out, because it probably will sell out tonight.
Decking is a vast area that you really do need to look after.
Now, we had our decking done, didn't we? Yeah. We got someone to come and do it. It took him weeks to do it, and it cost an absolute fortune. The fact that you can do it yourself so easy with a machine like this, and any direction, Charlie.
Absolutely right. You can use it facing upside down, so for your floors, your decking, and you can actually use it upside down for your ceilings inside the house too. I'll show you how that works. This is basically called, well, this is a tube, it's angled, so you can see it right there. Little bit of a tip for your home: if you are going to be facing down, turn it facing forward, because obviously the gravity is going to pull the paint to the bottom, so ensure you use all the paint inside. Clever. If you're using it upside down, twist it that way.
Clever, so it's in the right place.
Great.
It's really clever how they do it. And like I said, all you need to do, hold it about 20 centimetres from the surface and pull the trigger. Whilst we're here, actually, I might talk to you about this, if that's all right. This dial here, this basically helps you control how much paint comes out, to put it really simple.
Right.
So if you want more paint, you wind it in, and that gives you more space to suppress the trigger, so more paint's going to come out. If you want less paint, wind it out and you get even less. But it depends what you're comfortable with. You go at the speed that you're comfortable with.
Yeah, and it is a case of trial and error when you first start using it, isn't it?
Absolutely right, but you get used to it.
Well, we got your dad one of these, didn't we? And he was like, it was very new to him, so he said it took me a fence.
Yeah, one panel to get used to it.
And then I got it. And it is very much like that, isn't it? You play around with it for a bit and then it's easy.
Absolutely right, and do you know what? It's so much quicker, I find, than paintbrushes than rollers. But honestly, your paint can go so much further because you're using such a consistent layer. quite often you'll only need one coat. Right, shall I show you the deck?
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's a better result as well, as you'll see as we go through the show and show you all the different ways.
It's so important to do decking as well, to treat decking so it lasts. You don't want to keep replacing decking, you want to look after it, don't you?
Yeah, you want it to look good, and that's what you're going to get here, that perfect finish every single time. I love what Charlie just said, actually, you're not wasting lots of paint.
No, you'll see here really very much one pass over, and even goes into like the ridges, the non-slip grooves, without it being full of paint. When you put a paintbrush down, sometimes you can fill those areas, can't you? And all of a sudden, the proper look to the decking has gone.
It all builds up the paint, doesn't it, and fills the grooves. Not when you're using the paint sprayer. The Paint Blast that we've got for you, 594963 is the item number, and you can see how that addition to the actual decking, it's just brilliant, isn't it?
I mean, it can change the whole colour, so this could be gloss or lacquers or varnishes or stains, so whatever you want to do, perhaps you're treating, you could be using this as well, of course, inside with satin and eggshell, wood preserves you could be using on your decking as well, metal paints you can use, and we actually did my mum's metal table chairs
cast iron,
and the end of a bench as well in a really nice green in a metal paint, which was fantastic. But the finish is phenomenal, and you can see as well that Charlie's got such control, and you really can control the amount of paint that comes out, so you can have more paint or less sort of on the speed you're going, but you can go up or down like when we were doing the fence, side to side, or we can actually go directly down still with that same result, or directly up to do the ceiling.
That's fab, isn't it? Amazing. So all your different surfaces, whether you go up, down, side to side, whether you're doing a roof surface or a floor surface, completely up to you. If you miss any bits, you can go back over, you can do more than one coat if you want to. It's just a great bit of kit where you get brilliant coverage in a matter of moments.
There's no spillages or drips, or it's a really professional finish, and just using the, very much like we're saying, the smallest amount of paint but going such a long way. That's really nice as well to see how you can get such a great result so quickly. But you could also see, oh, I need to put a bit more there.
Yeah.
You can do exactly that, but you have got no idea. Do you know how long that took you?
God, I didn't know.
Under 2 minutes.
Less than 2 minutes.
You're joking.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's speed. It's not, well, it's more than just speed. It's, yes, you can do your painting very, very quickly, but also you get even coating. I mean, I remember when I were a lad, and my father had and mother had a wedding shop in Burnt Oak Broadway, adjacent to Edgware. And when we were decorating, I was the one that was, when I was a teenager, about 16, I think it was, if not a little bit younger, who had to do all the painting. And you always get the drips with a brush, and they dry, and then you have to, you have to kind of go over them again. You get the brush marks. You don't always get even coating, and it's fine on flat surfaces. But if it's a textured surface, a brush is no good. A roller is no good. And the thing with rollers, of course, we've all gone up and down the ladders, haven't we? The tray on the top, the paint goes all over the floor, it goes in your hair, it goes absolutely everywhere. Obviously, you put sheeting and stuff down, you still would for this. This is accuracy, it is even coating, and it, as you saw with that decking, perfect example, it will even fill in the gaps evenly at the same time as the flat bits. So it is indiscriminate when it comes to whatever the surface is. You can do your pebble dashing, you can do your cladding, you could do your garden shed, you can do, I mean, literally anything from flat walls to brick to where they would call that stucco in America, artexing, things like that. But look, decorative pieces like this, also very, very simple and easy to do. Maybe you've got a wooden bench that's seen better days, because you can kind of go around corners. You're going to see us actually demonstrate that in a moment. It's really a brilliant, brilliant system, and the price is amazing. Now, the last show we did, we actually had contractors, professional contractors, who emailed in and said that this is absolutely brilliant, or they've either got it or they bought it, because look, if you are a contractor, if you are a painter and decorator or something like that, in fact, every time we have something in our flat that needs to be touched up or whatever, they come in with one of these spray or sprayers. And so this is kind of the way that people do painting these days. And now you have the power of all of that in the palm of your hand, at home or wherever it is that you need it. Clifford actually wrote in. Hi Clifford, how you doing? Said, thanks for the great show, gang. Appreciate it. That's what we're here for. Oh, here we go. I've been using the Paint Blast after a recent purchase from this show. Works equally well on my cupboards, walls and floors. Spectacular product. It really is a favourite. Honestly, if you... Instead of having some paintbrushes and a roller in the house, have one of these. You never know when you might need to touch up a wall, you know, or a ceiling or something like that. My son's laughing because I think TikTok are putting silly things on my head. So, you know, it's such an affordable device, and you can spread the cost over 3 months as well with PayPal if you wish. So Noel says, hi Noel, how you doing? Absolutely love the product. Nothing like it on the market anywhere. Really high quality and priced well. Will definitely be packing in the suitcase for my next trip for a job in Edinburgh with my brother. Really like that it uses varnishes as well. Looking forward to painting some fences. Loving the show. Keep it up, and God bless. Thank you very much, Noel. And you know what, folks? I remember when I had my house in Orlando, we had quite a big garden, and it had the wooden fence all the way around the outside. And I remember that my dad decided he would just go out and creosote the fence before the sort of really the heat of the summer, although it's hot always in Florida. It took him about a week to go all the way around using a paintbrush. This you could be done in half a day, if that, a few hours. It really is good. And I think I've got another email. I do believe I do. So it's a bit further down. Let me just see if I can find it. So this is for the bullseye. Somebody's bought the bullseye. Here we go. Bullseye. Bullseye is literally what it says. This is from Leona. Hi, Leona. How are you? More like Bull's Jackpot. Discovered this product at a market in Grimsby in 2023 and never looked back since. Do you know our director, Paul? He's from Grimsby. I've inflated pretty much everything I own at this point. Would definitely recommend. Love the show. Long time watcher, first time messenger. Have a good evening. Thank you, Lionel. And please don't be a stranger. We're all friendly around here, even me. So you're very welcome to contact us at any point. And India, not India, Linda, sorry, my eyes are going, says tyre inflator, great product, easy to use and does exactly as advertised. Ben says worthwhile purchase, very easy to use and quickly fills up car tyres. My car tyres would highly recommend. Will also says, this is a different Will, I guess that was Ben. Will says, keep it in my car, don't need it often, but very handy for when the tyre light comes on and I'm not near the petrol station. Paul, our director, said that it costs him £2 to inflate 3 tyres, and then he has to pay another £2 just to do the 4th tyre. God, honestly. They charge you for breathing these days, don't they? So anyway, he says essential gadget for long drives or late at night. It's one of those super useful little things that every motorist should have. Leslie, our producer, she commutes, well, everybody does, many, many miles. Now we're in Manchester. And I don't mean for this in any way to sound sexist, but if you are somebody who feels that they are vulnerable, actually it doesn't have to be sexist, if you are someone that feels vulnerable, or sex, not sexist, but sex specific. I'm really digging a hole here, aren't I? Moving on. If you feel that you are somebody who is vulnerable, and you do have a flat tyre on the motorway or something like that, there's something you can do about it quickly without having to A, call anybody out and wait for hours, B, if you can limp to the nearest petrol station or the nearest wherever you'd have to go. I didn't even know where you'd go, to get your tyre repaired. That can be a real inconvenience if you have a flat. And obviously, if the tyre is completely destroyed and it won't hold any air, it's not going to do anything. But it's when you get that slow puncture. I had one of those once, I remember, and you just constantly stopping to inflate the tyre. So if that happens and you're a long way from home, you've got the device that will allow you to inflate the tyre and keep it inflated without having to get yourself into a dodgy situation. $69.99, but remember that will go down to $53.99 as soon as you add it to your basket automatically. But that's only for 2 hours and just under 20 minutes. That clock in the bottom right is for the show special. The show goes back up at, it's technically 3 o'clock, well, about 3:30. We always give you a little bit of extra time to check out. And so it's got the standard tyre connector, but it also comes with 3 attachments to do for your football, or not just any not just footballs, any ball is what I'm trying to say, or any of those sort of inflatable toys, pool toys and things like that. Maybe you've got a shopping basket that has inflatable tyres and they've seen, they've gone down a bit. This is the answer. A bicycle. In fact, this comes with a pouch. You could almost carry this around with you on the back of the bike, or if you've got a big saddlebag or something. Gym balls. And it... I never thought I'd say that out loud. That wasn't just a random thing. By the way, I just want to say gym balls. Obviously, these are time-lapse. You have got the 4 bright ultra LED lights. And what I love about it is when you attach it and you turn it on, you press the trigger once and it will actually measure the pressure that is already in, say, the tyre. And then if you know what your tyre pressure is, and it will say it, this has got 4 or 5, 4 I think it is actually, different types of pressure, sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Pressure gauge, or not pressure gauge, pressure measuring things. So in other words, if it's in PSI, then you can set the PSI. If it's in something else, it does all the other things as well. Calibration, I don't know, my brain's not working tonight. So you basically set it, and you press the trigger and it will automatically inflate to that. Very, very powerful, and no extension cords. As you can see, it says there, the power of an air compressor in the palm of your hand. And it fits in almost any compartment as well, so it's very storable. Keep it in the back of the car if you wanted to. Might just go in the glove box even. And 24 to 34 PSI in 2 minutes. But it will actually go up to a maximum, here we are, of 150 PSI. That is a big tractor tyre. In fact, if you've got a light aircraft or something like that, this would also probably be capable of inflating those tyres if they're smaller than a tractor tyre. So it comes in the bag, comes with the charging cable, and comes with the attachments as well, and full instructions at $69.99, but it will be $53.99 when you check out automatically, but only until 3 a.m. Right, let's go back to the paint blast. 10% of the stock is already accounted for. I want to show you, this is really well made. It's really rugged. That's roughly the size of it. So you literally unscrew this, and you can see that is where you put your paint, your varnish, your creosote, your stain, whatever it happens to be. This piece here, you can see you can angle it. So if you're going forwards, then you can make sure that it's sucking up the whatever the thing is you're using, the medium. But if you're going upwards, then you can twist it and it will do that as well. So if it's for up work or for down work, it will do both. Now you have to slightly thin out the paint. So in the instructions, I've never seen such clear and concise instructions in my life. You get a little thing called a viscosity funnel, so that you know that it's the right viscosity, but it tells you exactly whatever medium you're using, it tells you how much to dilute it and what to dilute it with. You can use oil-based paints, you can use water-based paints, you can use varnishes, creosote, stains, basically anything, as long as it isn't a textured paint or a textured medium. So like some masonry paints that have, little flecks and things like that. So you've got your nozzle on the front. You can twist the front to adjust the spray pattern. You're going to see later it will go from a very wide beam down to a very, very narrow one. And say that again, Leslie. So Jason has an oil-based paint to paint his fence with. Yeah, absolutely. Any oil-based paint, absolutely, yeah. I don't know if I've got the instructions here. The viscosity will be just right. Honestly, I looked through the instructions. I don't think... You know what, let's have a look. Let's see if they're in the box, shall we? Nope, they're not. They are so comprehensive. They list everything. And then you've got your trigger there. And as I say, if you want to have more paint, then you just twist this here. More paint, because it basically releases the distance between, or increases or decreases the distance between the trigger and the machine. So you can have a light spray or you can have a heavy spray. It's really, really well balanced. I mean, look, if I do that, I'm not even holding it now. It just balances in my hand. Now, here's the alternative if you used a paintbrush. So have a look at this. So this is a wicker chest of drawers, right? I mean, that just ain't gonna work, is it? You just can't do it. And you certainly couldn't use a roller either. But that also, like I say, it could be pebble dashing. It could be, well, there's the roller, as you can see. It could be cladding. It could be decking. It could be any textures. I mean, even fencing. Fencing is a textured surface, right? So this is the answer. And I honestly used to present on the original shopping channel. But look at that. It fills in every nook, every cranny instantly. He's even going over the old shoddy work. It's just brilliant. I mean, wicker is probably about the best example that you can think of here, isn't it, to demonstrate it? So yeah, when I worked for the original shopping channel, there was a brand of paint sprays that we offered on the air. They were brilliant. They were the market leader. They still are the market leader, actually. And they were over £100. They were more like £150, I recall. And I can assure you that this is every bit the quality of those more expensive machines. Now, obviously, you can get massive ones that, you know, hold massive amounts of paint or whatever, and you sling them over your shoulder and, you know, they're a sort of commercial grade. But of course, no, it's not going to compete with that. It's not punching in that weight class. But for what it is, it's so much better than some of the alternatives. Danny B has sent a message. Hi, Danny. About time this was featured. I use it on the majority of my household appliances. The house has never looked better. Julie, my wife, was in the firing line last Tuesday when I was painting my hand blender. And she's still bright yellow. Right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, make sure that your spouse is not standing in the way. We've got another one from Ian. We'll definitely be purchasing this product. Nothing else like it on the market today. Really enjoying the show so far. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Ian. You know, Ian, you're really right. There isn't anything else like it on the market that I know of, certainly in this price bracket. At $69.99, and it's down from $79.99. It's just flipping good. Honestly, you've got to get one. We're nearly at 20% of the stock gone. You've got to get it now. You've got to check out now. If you don't, remember, once tonight's stock sells out, and that is all the stock in the country of this, we have it all. That's all we could get. Believe me, if we could have got more, we would have done. But we couldn't. This is all of it. And when it sells out, that means that it's not going to be back in stock. It's already on order, but it won't be back in stock until at least September, and I think it's closer to the middle of September. So you'd have to wait another 6 weeks. So I recommend that the minute you know you want it, check out, pay, get it. It'll be on the way to you. You'll be using it right away. Now, fences. We mentioned fences. I imagine a lot of people will be using this on fences. Remember, you can use varnishes, paints, oil and water-based, creosote, stains. What other kind of things are there? Metal paints. You can use metal paints in it without any problem whatsoever. You might even be able to use black magic in it. I don't see why you can't. Anything, as long as it is not a textured paint, it's absolutely perfect for it. And in the instructions, I assure you, it gives you a long list of everything you could be painting with. It tells you exactly what to do. It's really simple to get the viscosity right. So oil-based paints obviously will have to be diluted with a thinner of some kind. Water-based paints will be diluted with water, and you dilute them slowly. It's all, the instructions are all there. It's goof-proof. And as I say, if you are useless at painting like me, it's impossible to do this wrong. You will paint like a pro every time. And apart from anything else, if you also, like me, don't like to actually do, well, manual labour very much, then this is, it's fun. And for the guys, I suppose for the guys and the girls, it feels a bit like a ray gun. A Ronald, as I call it. But you're going to be done quickly. You're going to be sitting down having a rich tea and dunking it in your PG before you know it. So anyway, here are Sean and Hayley again. One fence panel with Charlie. Let's see how quickly they can do it.
Now, you can use pretty much any type of paint in this, as long as it's a smooth paint. So it could be fence paint, decking paint, which you're going to be doing in a moment. It could be oil-based paint, water-based paint, varnishes, lacquers, enamels. It keeps on going.
Right.
Yes, you can use this indoors, you can use this outdoors. So from your walls to your ceilings, to your architrave, to your skirting boards, to your doors, you can use it pretty much anywhere around the home, guys.
And it's so nice to refresh your home. It's like perhaps you've been thinking about moving and you just can't afford to do it. If you actually just decorate,
yeah, just bring it back.
It feels new and fresh again.
Now, we're going to step out the way so Charlie can get painting, because it is really important, obviously, to use your protective equipment like your face mask and your goggles there. But when Charlie gets painting, just watch the ease of use when it comes to this fabulous Paint Blast 4x4. It really is that professional finish.
Honestly, you always get professional finish on. So professionals, DIYers, absolutely anyone can use this. It's perfect. So all you need to do is very lightweight. I've loaded this full of fence paint right there. All you need to do, hold it about 20 centimetres from the surface and just keep it moving, okay? Turn it on at the top there.
And it really is as simple as this. And you can see we're going up and down at the moment, but you can go side to side. You can actually do as well, and we'll show you decking, you can do ceilings. It doesn't matter what angle this is at, you're getting this
That's really clever,
very clever sort of atomize spray that actually then allows you in one pass to get that perfect finish.
Perfect coverage, and again, if you go back to the other ways you've painted fences in the past, this makes it so much easier. We're not talking about hours, we're talking about minutes for a fence panel.
To do fence panels previously, it's probably taken you days. You've probably stretched it over weeks to actually get them finished, whereas you can actually get this done, you know, very easily over a weekend without any messy brushes, without any awful rollers, without a hassle. Allowing you to get as well, I think, which is really important, that professional finish, because these items that we spray paint look like you bought them like this.
It's like a factory finish, isn't it? Like we were saying, that factory finish, that perfect end to your fence panel that you can see there. It's up to you how many coats you want to do, but we're talking about under a minute there for that fence panel that we've seen.
Now you imagine how many panels you have, or if you count how many panels you have maybe in your garden. 1 minute to do one panel. I mean, you know, you could have the whole garden done in maybe half an hour to an hour, I don't know, depending on the size of it and how much fencing you've got. But it could also be your garden shed, if you've got a garden shed. If you have a pool and you've drained the pool and it needs a new coat of paint on the pool, then again, as long as it doesn't use a textured paint, no problem at all. It works on walls, ceilings. You can varnish and treat, you know, on fencing and decking. Furniture painting, cabinet painting, craft and DIY projects, woodworking and carpentry, outdoor projects such as garden furniture, and also hard to reach and difficult areas as well. And you can use it on wood, metal walls, ceramic, bricks, concrete, plastic, and so much more. And you can use water-based paints, oil-based paints, varnish, enamels, sealers, stains, creosote, and I can't think of anything else. I'm sure there are lots of other things. Get that quality professional finish on any textured surface or any flat surface, inside or out. And if you're doing things, we'll show this later, if you may be using it inside a cupboard, if you do painting the inside of your cabinet or your wardrobe or something like that, shelving, there's a light on the front of it as well, so you can actually see where you're spraying. One of the greatest examples and one of the greatest sort of PTSD nightmares that I have from my youth is, as I mentioned, when my parents had the wedding shop, and I had to paint. I remember painting the outside door of the shop, the back of the shop, and it was just a nightmare because it had detailing panels and then flat bits, and you know, you'd have to use the roller for one bit or the brush for the other bit, and I'd get drips and then they'd dry and then you have to go over them again. I'd get hairs in the paint, and you've got to pull those out and go over it again, and then you've got the brush strokes, and then also, you know, at the end of it you've got to clean the brush, and if it's you do your water-based original first coat or two, and then you put your top coat on, and the top coat is oil-based, the gloss. So I just, in my dad's shed, I remember just bottles and bottles, well, not bottles, they were old coffee jars, just full of paintbrushes, just rotting away in turpentine. I mean, it's mad. And again, the money you'll spend and throw away on inferior products will more than, $69.99. Somebody bought a set of 3 paintbrushes, I think, one of our directors, I think the last time we did this show, and he paid about 30 quid or something like that. Oh, it was 30 quid. Yeah, it was Paul, our director tonight, for 3 paintbrushes to do one job. And then did they end up getting thrown away, Paul? Yeah. So you're just throwing good money after bad. Use this instead, and it's a lot more fun. But yeah, talking to doors, let's get the scores on the doors with Sean and Hayley and Charlie.
So do a door, wall, I've got a bedside table to upcycle, and a radiator cover, which are a nightmare. Should we get cracking?
No stopping you. You get going. Again, pop your mask on, and honestly, the results can be absolutely fantastic. Quick and easy, but that professional finish that we keep telling you about. So that door won't look like you've hand painted it. It'll look like that's how the doors came. That's a professional of the factory finish. Yeah. Exactly the right way.
And that's the difference you get, isn't it, with a machine like this? That coverage in that one pass over that you see there, really uniform, dries really uniform as well.
Any overspray as well. So a bit of masking tape around the door and you'll be able to just go for it, getting a great finish and allowing you to do things so quickly and so easy. So all of a sudden, decorating indoors isn't a big, massive job that you think, I'm going to have to take a week off work. You get things done in a weekend. It's brilliant.
And we said indoors and outdoors. We did a fence panel a little bit earlier in the show in less than a minute. But you're seeing how quick you're getting into all those areas. You're not leave any drips, any brush marks, any bits of brush behind.
And the other thing is it's clean, it's safe to use inside as well. And it's got this high volume, low pressure, so minimal overspray. So obviously normally you'd be doing this inside, but for us here, studio-wise, easier for us to do all of this outside. But this would be in your home. This would be your walls, your ceiling. Don't even have to take the door off the hinges. You paint it in situ.
Yeah, and all those different types of paint that we talked about: gloss, lacquers, varnishes, stains, satin, eggshell, wood preservatives, metal paints we talked about, because you can go from one surface to another depending on the paint, remember.
Indoors, outdoors, it makes no odds, and of course you choose the paint that's right for the product you're painting onto, but it will virtually work with all of those paints, like Sean said, so you can actually go along to your store, choose the colour that you like and revamp your whole home in just 2 minutes. That's one side of the door done and dusted, and it looks absolutely brilliant.
Now Charlie's going to show us on the panel that we've got here whether you want to do upright, whether you want to do side to side. It's so simple, so straightforward, whether you want to do stenciling, and Charlie's going to show us that precision now, isn't he?
Well, you can see here first of all, if you're going up and down like we were doing on the actual door, you've got a setting for that, or you can alter that setting that allows you then to go left to right. So all depending what you're doing, it allows you to get that precision. But then there is a precision setting. So if you want to do something like stenciling, and you can actually alter how much paint comes out.
Yeah, that shows you behind the trigger there, it limits the amount of paint that comes through.
Complete control.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
So you can get the right amount of paint, so you can do precision things such as this, or great stenciling, which is a really nice idea. Perhaps you can see the light there as well that's just come on. If you are in sort of dark areas, pop that light on, allowing you to see into cupboards and things like that.
And then the fact that you've got the stencils, this is a great way to transform a room, isn't it?
I think kids' rooms, and perhaps
Look at that.
you've got a baby coming and you can stencil onto the rooms, can really personalise. And actually there's a lot of nice sort of hallways and living rooms, the words you can put up, which are really nice.
Lots of scrolls and things, really meaningful sayings that you can decorate your rooms
and you can
with.
you can do it. This is for the complete beginner right through to a professional.
And a lot of professionals do use it. We've had emails from, even tonight actually as well. I want to make an apology. Something you have to remember, or not remember, or maybe you don't even know this, but I lived in America for 15 years. So I'm a bit out of touch still with certain things. I had no idea that creosote had been banned. I'm so sorry. So I meant no offence by that. No offence, if you'll pardon the pun. So whatever the equivalent these days of creosote is. So wood treatments. In fact, actually, Sean and Hayley mentioned it there. Things like lacquers, eggshell. You can do gloss paint with this as well. We are at well over 20% of the stock gone now, pushing on for a quarter. Eddie says we'll definitely be buying this. This will be a lifesaver for the garden and shed. Keep up the good work, guys. Thank you. Honestly, I know this is kind of weird because I'm a real human person sitting on a sofa in a studio, but you're watching me on telly, and so that sometimes that divide adds a layer of skepticism, doesn't it? Particularly with transactional TV. This is honestly really good. In fact, Dean says, wow, can I just say I'm so impressed with this paint spray. It's such an awesome gift. Wow, to shop on TV. Dean and everybody else watching, I promise you, I'm very selfish actually, because I will never ever do anything other than recommend things to you that I know and have seen and tried and tested and I'm certain are really, really good. In fact, we as a company shop on TV, and this is a partnership with ITV, so we're all about quality. And so when I say something's really, really good, it really, really is. Look, if I didn't live in a flat, I'd get one of these. Actually, even if I do live in a flat, but there are walls that need a painting. And do you know what? When I move out, which might happen soon, I'm going to get one of these to do all the repairing, because otherwise I'm going to get charged for all of the repairs. And I'd rather do it myself. And what are they going to come along with? One of these. So what was that? Wow, best purchase ever, I think. That was from who? From Andy. Thank you, Andy. One of the questions somebody asked on TikTok, Can you use this for for fake tan? I mean, I don't see why not. I don't know. I don't know how powerful the spray is and whether it would hurt the skin. But why not? I mean, what you do in the comfort of your own home is up to you. I'm just going to say that's not one of its recommended uses. But I can't. I mean, I've seen those sprayers, similar things used for fake tan. So I don't know. Lee says, I'm watching your live feed on TikTok. Oh, hi Lee, how are you? TikTok's just over there with David. Please can you ask Rog to send me... Rog? My name's Rog now, apparently. Rob, to sing me happy birthday as I'm 43 today. Thank you so much. Love the show. 43. I'm so jealous. I remember when I was 43. I am 43 and 120 months. Happy birthday to you. A happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lee. Happy birthday to you. I don't think I'm going to be on Britain's Got Talent anytime soon. Colin says, Colin from TikTok, keep up the good work, Rob. Amazing show. Thank you, Colin. Appreciate it, my friend. Thank you for watching. Yeah, do watch us on TikTok. Shop on TV Live. My son David is operating TikTok, and he is taking you around the studio, showing you behind the scenes. You get to see us making a TV show that's live on ITV1 and STV. It's quite fun, from what I've been told. Now, we have 80 of you who need to check out right now. If everyone checks out right now, we're pushing on for over a third gone, and it is going fast. Please, look. Please check out. And the reason I say this, it's not to make a sale. I know the sceptical of you are saying, oh, he just wants to flog us that paint sprayer. No. I don't care if you buy it or not, frankly. Well, no, that's not true. I do care because I know how much you're going to love using it. And obviously, if you're never going to use it, don't buy it. I wouldn't advocate that. But if you're going to do any kind of painting or staining or lacquering, then get it, because I swear to you, for the price, that is punching way above its weight. That is the equivalent of me going out with a supermodel. Honestly, it's so much better than the price might suggest. I think if you paid double that, you'd be happy. And I've used paint sprayers that are double that. And frankly, that, I think, not only gives them a run for their money, but in many ways is better. It's so well balanced. But once the stock sells out, I swear to you, I don't get any commission. I make no extra money whatsoever. If we sell one of these, or 5 million of them. Now, admittedly, if we only sold one, my boss might be calling me. I might not be sitting here tomorrow. Well, I'm not going to anyway. I'm going back to London. But I might not be sitting here. I might not be sitting here next week. But he's a forgiving chap, our Jamie, our CEO. And so the point I'm trying to make is that this is genuine. This is me being honest. On the life of my son, me and all my friends, may we be struck down by lightning now if I am telling you a lie. Honestly, but if you don't buy it now, we have dealt directly with the company that distributes Paint Blast in the UK. That's how we're able to keep the price so low, because it's not going through an agent and a wholesaler and all of that kind of malarkey. So it probably would, if this was retail, it probably would end up being double the price. But the point is, we've got all the stock in the land. There is I don't think you can buy this anywhere else that I'm aware of. I mean, I may be wrong, don't quote me on that. But all the current stock is here. We have it at Shop on TV, and it's not as much as we wanted. It took us 3 months. No, not 3 months. Was it 2 months? 2 months. It might have been 3 months, actually. It was about 3 months to get it back in stock since last time. And when this sells out, we can't get any more. It's on order. It won't arrive. It won't land until September, towards the middle of September. So if you don't buy it now, you're going to have to wait, 4 to 6 weeks. Over 100 of you need to check out your baskets now. I'm not kidding. Please don't say I didn't warn you. If you dilly-dally or go to bed and don't buy it and don't pay for it, and then come back tomorrow and try and buy it and it says out of stock, I'm sorry. I tried to warn you. It's use it or lose it, my friends. Dale says, you're such a great salesman. Really? Well, I'm not trying to be. I'm just me. I'm just honest. What you see is what you get. Honestly, you ask anyone here. I might be a slightly heightened version of me when I'm on telly, but this is me. I you know, prick me and I bleed. I mean, I literally, I slash my wrists for your entertainment. No, I don't really. He says he's going to buy 2 of them. Best product that he's ever seen. And I want you to have it because I know, and this is the selfish bit, going back to what I was saying, that you're going to get it and you're going to go, blimey, Rob, that's good. Look, all the people that have bought it, they've been emailing and messaging in saying how brilliant it is. It's going to make me look good. You're going to go, cool, that Rob, that was a quick message. Can I actually read it? Oh, she's just going to... Leslie's about to edit it. The subliminal messaging here at Shop on TV. I'll tell you what, we'll do that one later. Let's get another clip. This is a slightly longer clip. Look, if you've got any questions, if your question is, can I use this in it? The answer is yes, as long as it is not a textured paint. So oil-based paints, I heard eggshell mentioned. I think that's a type of paint, isn't it? You can do undercoat, water-based. You can do gloss paint, oil-based paints. You can do metallic paints as well. Things like, was it hammerite? Is that a metal? That's a metal paint, isn't it? No, it's hammerite. Why am I looking at you? You're American. You haven't got a clue. No, because you've not lived here. Stains. Did I mention stains? So if you're changing the colour of things. Sealers, if you're treating wood, it will do that as well, as long as it's not a textured paint. And possibly, the jury's out, maybe even spray tan, but I'm not going to suggest that you do that. And by the way, it is really easy to clean. We'll show you the cleaning video in a minute. I mean, it could not be easier. And what about dripping? There is no dripping. That's the point. There is no dripping. Unlike your roast dinner, there's no dripping. Whereas there is with paintbrushes, there is with rollers. That's the point. Get it now. We are massively busy. And Bullseye is really busy as well. But you know what? I'm going to come back to Bullseye later. It's a tyre compressor, an automatic battery operated tyre compressor with 3 different additional attachments for blowing up your balls and your pool toys and things like that. But I want to get back to the paint blast because we're only at 112, or not 112. My clock says 112. It's actually about a third of the stock gone. It's actually 107, excuse me. Yes, we're 5 minutes behind in the studio. I time travel just for you. So, yeah, hurry up. That's all I can say. Or you'll miss it. Well, take it or leave it.
So we've got some wooden furniture here, which has seen better days.
Yeah.
I've given it a clean.
A little
bit tired. I've given it a quick sand. So we've got a little bistro set to do, chair down there. We've got a little picket fence, and just in front there, we've got a terracotta pot. So yes, as long as you're using the correct paint, of course, you can paint wood, plastic, metal, painted surfaces, plasterboard. You can use it for primers, undercoats, varnishes. Again, for furniture, as we've seen. Fence paint, decking paint, all sorts really.
I think once you use something like this, you'll be looking for things to paint because it makes the job so much easier.
You get all your outside furniture matching, perhaps you've got a mishmash at the minute, and you would think about throwing out and buying new, but it's pretty, it's should we, shouldn't we, let's get repainted.
You can get it all uniformed, can't you? Liquor paint.
And like you say, even with your pots and things too.
Yeah, you absolutely could. I'm going for a bright colour because people are going quite bright and bold in the garden.
Yeah, they are now.
So we've got a blue loaded up in here. This is an all-round garden paint for a multitude of surfaces. So we're going to start off with this table.
We'll leave you to it then.
Yeah, on you go, on you go.
So remember, always put your mask on when you are spray painting, but you remember as well that you do get very little overspray with the system because it's been so cleverly designed. I think that's going to look amazing in a blue, and that's a nice thing. You get everything matching. I've got lots of really nice blue pots and things.
I love the fact that you can go from side to side, you can go up and down. It's indoors or outdoors, remember, and it's this simple. The coverage is so easy, so straightforward. If you do want to shop for this, it's a great time at a great price with PayPal Pay in 3 available. And remember, it's not just outdoors, it's indoors as well. If you want to bring things back to life, that's exactly what you can do here, whether it's doors, skirting boards, walls, window frames, furniture, fences and sheds. But remember, outdoor furniture such as this, really vibrant, really bold, bringing back pieces back to life. And even the areas that are really awkward to get to, inside the slats, the legs on the inside. Remember, this also has a light. Now, you've just seen Charlie change the angle middle there, because when you're going up and down, you have one way. When you're going side to side, you have the other. Not just indoors, like we say, if you're going to do things like interior doors, it might be things like walls and ceilings you want to use it for. It's about getting that perfect coverage every single time, and that perfect coverage that you can see in moving straight on now to the chair. Tables, chairs, you're going to use it on so many,
and that's going to look so nice, isn't it? Perhaps you've got just a little courtyard garden, having that brightness, but of course you could go any colour. Perhaps there's a green that you're after, perhaps you're going for a darker sort of wooden shade, or perhaps it is a varnish. It's amazing how many different paints and how many different jobs you'll be able to do so quickly and so easily with very little overspray, so not making a great deal of mess, but actually giving you a finish that looks like this is how you bought this bistro set. There's nothing worse than something looking like it's been repainted, but it's going to look new. It's going to look like you've bought new items for your garden.
I love the fact it's got this super strong motor in here, that high volume, low pressure motor for maximum coverage, as you can see in these demonstrations.
That's the other thing. If you're doing perhaps you're thinking about doing a whole room and you're painting walls and ceilings, you're going to be able to do it so quickly and so easily. But you've also got the precision actual position on the multi-spray. So if you are doing sort of more intricate items like we are here, again, very little overspray, brilliant finish. And we did watch one of our neighbours paint a fence like this for weeks on end, a taller fence for that sort of look. And again, the finish is just, that's how it was bought. It's not been repainted. That's that professional finish. But let's get a little bit closer.
That's it. It's so inspection time, Charlie.
We can really see. Great colour.
I love it. It's so bold, isn't it?
Brilliant.
And obviously, I'll do the back later on. I just want to show you a variety of demonstrations.
And it's just nice to see how quickly you can do it as well.
Yeah, and again, I mean, I would still be on the top bit here.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Because it's such a fine atomization of paint, you can still see the grain of wood under it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It looks like you bought it this colour.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so nice as well to match things in the garden. Perhaps you've got quite a mishmash of bits and pieces, and to get everything into,
bring it all together.
It's really and just refreshes everything again, doesn't it?
And we can go, Charlie, like you were saying, from one surface to another, so different types of surfaces.
Absolutely right.
As long as it's the right paint.
As long as it's the right paint, absolutely right. I've got a garden paint here. The one I've got loaded here is good for stones, ceramics, terracotta, wood. It could be metal as well, by the way. If you've got metal furniture, absolutely perfect.
We did Mum's wrought iron table and chairs, and she'd got a fence as well that got like sort of a wrought iron end, and we put it into a green, didn't we?
Yeah, all matched. Yeah, lovely.
Really it can just transform the look of a garden. And don't forget, indoors, outdoors, we've got lots more things to go through. Should we do the terracotta pot?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Right. That's the great thing. Wherever you look and you think, oh, I fancy that a different colour, you have got the paint spraying system to do exactly that. Whether it's metal or wood or terracotta, and even uneven surfaces, there's a lot of detail on that pot. It won't ruin the detail.
No, and like you say, it doesn't overflood, it doesn't run out of the detailed areas, it just gives you that perfect finish. Look how quick it is as well.
And that's the great thing. If you are thinking about doing indoors and doing the walls, the ceilings, a big room, you're going to be able to get a great finish really, really quickly. No brush marks, no bristles in the paint, there's no drips, and honestly, you wouldn't know that you hadn't bought that pot in that blue.
How many times have you bought blue pots and they're more expensive than the terracotta?
Absolutely.
You're transforming that pot in under a minute. So it might be old terracotta pots that you've got at home and you want to transform them. Like you said, you can match them all beautifully.
It just brings it all back to life.
Did you notice how windy it was there as well? Even in the wind, and back to life, I think life was the last word. I just want to say we've had a lot of questions about vertical. What's really cool about this, when you take the pot off, like so, you've got your little nozzle here, which just goes in the top, like that. You'll see that it is wonky. Now, the reason for that is that if you have it pointing that way, that's for when you're going down. By the way, Vince says, I want one of these so badly, I can't wait to complete my purchase. So that means when it goes down, you can see it's going to still hit the bottom of the pot, right? So it gets all the paint out. But you can use it up that way as well. So if you turn that like that, now when you're upright, it's still going to get, because obviously all the paint or whatever it is you're using is going to go into the bottom. So if you use this upside down, the whole point of it is it's not going to drip. You're not going to get drips off the ceiling. You're not going to get drips off the machine. It's specifically designed to be able to do that. So you can do it completely pointing upwards, completely pointing downwards, or any other angle. Will says, I've just bought one. I have a living room to paint. It'll be good for my garden. You know, it is brilliant. Do you know what you could do? You could put water in it and spray your flowers with it, actually, if you really wanted to. Just don't get too close. It's quite powerful. Or on a really hot day. No. No, sorry. No, I'm getting into enough trouble as it is tonight anyway. So this is only $69.99. Any other questions? Were there any other questions, Leslie? Oh, cleaning. A lot of people wanted to know how to clean it. I did say it's very, very simple. So if it's water-based, then obviously you just need water to clean it. So you take off your pot, you remove your little nozzle, like that. You take off the end or your little feeder pipe, then you take your nozzle off like that. And you just wash them with water. It's as simple as that, right? There you go. Give it a little swill and then it, you know, tip it down the sink. Simple as that. Good job's a good one. Now, obviously, if it's anything that is oil-based, we'll get to that in a moment, or if there's anything that is potentially toxic, maybe don't put it down the sink, put it in a bucket or put it down the toilet, you know, something like that. But that's how quick the cleanup is. You know what? You can even put that in the dishwasher if you want to. Again, I'd rinse it first. I wouldn't have paint going through your dishwasher. But if it's water-based, then you just clean it simply with water, maybe even a little bit of dish soap or something like that. If you want, rinse it thoroughly. Now, if it is oil-based, then all you have to do is, first of all, you spray everything. You spray as much out as you can into the bottle, and then fill it with your turpentine or white spirits or whatever it is you use to clean to the thinners for the oil-based paints, and you spray it through the system, and it will clean it that way. It's dead easy, and then you just put it back together again. $69.99. What's the stock update situation, Leslie? We are now over 40% of the stock has gone. Now, it was a decent sized stock, but remember, when it's gone until September. So as soon as you know you want it, I promise you're going to love this. You've got essentially what is called a high volume or high efficiency motor, but it's high volume and it's low pressure. And that gives you maximum coverage with very little overspray. Because of the strength of the motor, you can actually work really quickly, and you can paint an entire average size room in less than 2 hours. And again, as I just mentioned, no spills or splatters. You can paint all your surfaces quickly and mess free. And the beauty of this is that there's so much that you can paint, all the different surfaces that you can paint. So you know, textured surfaces, flat surfaces. If you upcycle, you could go and get, you know, a decorative garden bench or chairs or things like that, and you can stain them, you can varnish them, you can seal them, you can do all that sort of thing. I dare say, I don't know much about this, but if you do wood floors, do you seal wood floors? Is that a thing you do? You seal wood floors? I don't know. But if it's a sealant that you need to apply normally with a brush or a roller, you can use this as well. How long is the cable? It's about 47 minutes. Not really. It's 2 meters. 2 meters, Dean. 2 meters. By the way, if anyone else, I've getting lots of requests for birthday, singing happy birthday. Can you use it on water-based wood stain? Yes. You can use it on any kind of paint, sealing or staining medium, as long as it is not textured, as long as it's not got little flecks in it, like masonry paints and things like that. Danny says, hello, have you got any jobs going? I've got 3 people to buy these tonight. I hope you're welcome to my job. Yeah, just come on in next Saturday or Friday. Vince has said, hi Vince again, last message I sweat. Now Vince, ask as many as you like. That's what I'm here for. And if I can't answer the question, then don't worry, because I can refer you to somebody who also probably can't answer it. I've got 400 fence panels to spray. How long is it for one panel roughly? If they are standard fence panels, like we'll show you in a minute, about a minute. About a minute. Was it a minute or 2 minutes, Paul? So yeah, the whole one fence panel, about a minute for one coat. Do you want to see it? All right, here it is. Have a look.
Now you can use pretty much any type of paint in this, as long as it's a smooth paint. So it could be fence paint, decking paint, which you're going to be doing in a moment. It could be oil-based paint, water-based paint, varnishes, lacquers, enamels. It keeps on going.
Right.
Yes, you can use this indoors, you can use this outdoors. So from your walls to your ceilings, to your architrave, to your skirting boards, to your doors, you can use it pretty much anywhere around the home, guys.
And it's so nice to refresh your home. It's like perhaps you've been thinking about moving and you just can't afford to do it. If you actually just decorate,
yeah, just bring it back.
It feels new and fresh again.
Now we're going to step out the way so Charlie can get painting, because it is really important, obviously, to use your protective equipment like your face mask and your goggles there. But when Charlie gets painting, just watch the ease of use when it comes to this fabulous Paint Blast 4x4. It really is that professional finish.
Honestly, you always get professional finish on. So professionals, DIYers, absolutely anyone can use this. It's perfect. So all you need to do, it's very lightweight. I've loaded this full of fence paint right there. All you need to do, hold it about 20 minutes, about 20 centimetres, sorry, from the surface, and just keep it moving, okay? Turn it on at the top there.
And it really is as simple as this. And you can see we're going up and down at the moment, but you can go side to side. You can actually do as well, and we'll show you decking, you can do ceilings. It doesn't matter what angle this is at, you're getting
That's really clever,
very clever sort of atomize spray that actually then allows you in one pass to get that perfect finish.
Perfect coverage, and again, if you go back to the other ways you've painted fences in the past, this makes it so much easier. We're not talking about hours, we're talking about minutes for a fence panel.
To do fence panels previously, it's probably taken you days. You've probably stretched it over weeks to actually get them finished, whereas you can actually get this done, you know, very easily over a weekend without any messy brushes, without any awful rollers, without a hassle. Allowing you to get as well, I think, which is really important, that professional finish, because these items that we spray paint look like you bought them like this.
It's like a factory finish, isn't it? Like we were saying, that factory finish, that perfect end to your fence panel that you can see there. It's up to you how many coats you want to do, but we're talking about under a minute there for that fence panel that we've seen.
I think the word he was looking for was seen. So there you go. Who was the gentleman that was asking about the fence panels again? Vince. So now, admittedly, he's already done a third of the panel, but it was about a minute for the other two, wasn't it? So I'd say, why don't you call it 2 minutes? Around 2 minutes roughly per for one side. And then I don't know how many coats you would want to do. You might want to do 2 coats, but it's super quick. And also we're getting a lot of questions about drying as well. I'll come to this in a sec. Drying as well. How long does it take to dry? You know, it really just depends on what you're using. So it's how long is a piece of string. What I can say is it does dry a heck of a lot faster than if you're using a roller or a paintbrush. Rodney, hi Rodney, how you doing? Says, hey, thought I would message to say what a great product. I've had one for a while. So great. Thank you, Rodney. We appreciate that. And I love that because I hope that means that people will take advantage of people who've used it. As I say, if you're a contractor, would you do me a favour? If you go to shopontv.co.uk and click down to click on the live page, so live on air, and then there's a little web box. See there, web message. Just send us a web message. If you're a painter, decorator, contractor, and you use one of these, I'd love to hear from you about your opinions, because I asked in the last show whether professionals would use this, and many professionals said absolutely, and bought them in the show, and or already had them from, you know, or something similar. So, by the way, can I just remind you, if you message through the web box, it does say there's a little tick box that says I understand that the TV team will not be able to reply to the message. So if you need a reply, you need to email studio. So Jane, can you email Leslie, our producer, studio@shopontv.co.uk, studio@shopontv.co.uk, and Leslie will then pass that message on. Obviously, also our TV team don't have any access to your account or anything like that, so please, no customer service questions. If you need customer service, you can call them during daytime hours, or the hours are on the website, 03333 24 24 24. That's the customer service line. I also want to say to Rachel, thank you very much for watching, and I made a comment earlier which I know you had questions about, and I just wanted to explain explain, it's an actor's term. I understand completely where you're coming from, and certainly apologise if I caused any offence. But yes, it's an actor's term in that, you know, we bare our souls for everyone's entertainment. That is what I meant by that. Certainly nothing untoward. Now, what was that again, Leslie? Oh, a few hellos, absolutely, for TikTok. Hello, TikTok. Who? Connie? Connie? Hi, Connie. How you doing? TikTok's over there. George. Hi, George. And I Spy. Hi, I Spy. How are you? Some questions as well. Here they come. Can I use it with smooth masonry paint? Yes, as long as it doesn't have any texture added. So if it's just completely liquid, absolutely. It doesn't matter how thick it is, because you have what's called a viscosity. Can I show you? Oh, it's on the, yeah, there's a thing, there's on the box or somewhere on the thing, there's it's called a viscosity funnel. It comes with it. Oh, is it on the table? Where? I can't see it. Is it over there? Oh, I didn't know I've got a viscosity funnel. Hold on. That there is a viscosity funnel. It is. And so in the instructions, I promise you, I swear to you, they are probably the best instruction book I've ever seen. It tells you, it lists things I've never even heard of. Different types of paint and stain medium and lacquer medium and all this kind of stuff. And it tells you exactly what you need to you only dilute it very slightly, because it's got to fit through the nozzle, right? You don't want it to clog up the machine. It tells you exactly what to dilute with and how much to dilute it. And the viscosity funnel is, if it drips through here, basically, then you've got the viscosity right. Again, full instructions. Craig asks, hi Craig, how are you? Can you use the paint in the sprayer? Hang on, can you use any paint, excuse me, in the sprayer? And do you need to dilute the paint with water? Right, okay, so I was just covering this. So the viscosity funnel, yes, you do need to dilute. It's only slightly and to a specific amount. In the instructions, it will tell you everything. You would obviously dilute with water if it's a water-based medium. If it is an oil-based medium, then you would use some kind of a thinner. And again, that obviously is also, oh, not obviously, I'm telling you, it is also in the instruction manual. So yes, the first thing you do is you do dilute, but to a specific amount, full instructions included, water for water-based, and thinners, a recommended thinner or thinning product for oil-based, like turpentine, white spirit, that sort of stuff. Janet, hi Janet, how are you doing? Says, hey, just bought the paint spray, but don't know what type of mask and goggles I'll need. Well, I think just DIY shop, go to your DIY shop. Any kind of goggles, I mean, goggles are goggles, right? As long as you can see out of them. And in terms of masks, to be honest, the kind of or the type of mask we use is PPE kind of thing. There are slightly firmer ones for when you're doing paint spraying, but a standard, or even from Amazon or someone like that, a standard set of painting and decorating PPE, it's all fine. Sue says, when I do the ceiling, will I need to protect the wall? Now, okay, that's a great question actually, Sue. You would, anything you don't want to paint, you would mask off in the same way that you would if you were painting with a roller or a paintbrush. So if you don't want to spray the wall, then mask off now you don't have to mask the whole wall, you just need to mask where the join is, because this is so accurate and you can set the nozzle perfectly that you just need to go up to the masking tape and then it won't splatter. You don't get any overspray. So it's not going to spray onto the wall. You know, it's not going to really deviate from whatever the line it's spraying. We'll show you the video again shortly of how accurate it is. You can use it for stenciling. You can use it for doing murals and things like that if you wanted to. Sharon says, loving the show. How easy is it to cut in walls and ceilings with this? I'll tell you this, you could have the most intricate coving, architrave, you name it, and it will absolutely fill in everything. It's not like with a brush, you don't need to cut in. If you're spraying over the top, it will go in every little nook and cranny. Again, we'll show you that also later. So anything decorative. I mean, you could have a carved, I don't know, cabinet that you were deciding to paint or stain, or maybe you're going to varnish or something like that. It gives you even spraying everywhere, into every little nook and cranny. We are now at less than half the stock remaining. So we're still only, not even, we've still got an hour and a half to go, and we're less than half the stock left. I promise you, folks, may I just talk to camera 3 very briefly, if I may? Thank you, and thank you, Paul, and thank you to Rich. Honestly and truly, I think you have to understand this. We're on ITV and STV right now, and this is a partnership with ITV and STV. We broadcast on ITV's Ofcom license. We are, and I think of us as with your official shopping show on ITV, okay? So we are governed by, in fact, not only are we governed by Ofcom and the Advertising Standards Authority, but our liaison at ITV, who oversees our part of our broadcast, is on the board of directors of the Advertising Standards Authority and Ofcom. So what we say, and when we say it, has to be 100% accurate, true, honest, transparent, open, etc. So when I tell you there is less than half the stock remaining, it is because there is less than half the stock remaining. We have a finite amount of stock. We have a number that we started with. It was a few hundred of these. And when you order and pay, it takes one off of the total, right? And so it goes down, and so it goes down. And our producer is looking at how many people have got these in their baskets, how many people have sold them through, or have bought them already and have sold through. And so in total, we are now at less than half the stock left, all the stock. Now, sometimes we will load partial stock onto a show. So we might have, say, 1,000 or something. We'll put 500 on one show and 500 on another. But this paint spray is the total stock is now in this show. Now, here, at this moment. There is no other stock. When this sells out within the next hour and 24 minutes, or no, it's not, it's a bit more than that, hour and, my clock's wrong, hour and so however many minutes, 3 a.m., that's it, it's gone. You can't buy it then. It will say out of stock on the website, and we have ordered it, but the earliest we can get new stock back in is September. And I believe it's towards the middle of September. So it's at least 4 weeks, possibly 6, before you'll get a chance to buy it again. And by September, I don't know how much painting you'll be doing. You know, this is rolling into August. This is the perfect time to be outside, you know, doing your fences and your decking and your patio furniture. Maybe your barbecue's seen better days. You can spray it with a metallic paint or a rust-proofing paint. So when you know you want it, please buy it, please check out. And the way you do that's very simple. You go to shopontv.co.uk, you put it in your basket. And again, I don't mean to sort of teach grandmother how to suck eggs here and tell you how to use a website. I know that sounds very condescending. But go to your basket. So you scroll down, that's the show page. You'll see, there it is, you add it to your basket. Look, we know that part. Remember, we've also got black magic there. If you want to protect different things like metals and stuff, you can add black magic. Actually, all surfaces. So you add one to your basket, go up to the top, hit your basket, and check out securely. Right? So we've added a bullseye in there as well, because everyone loves a bully. Check out securely. Now you can check out as a guest. You don't have to sign up for an account. If you do decide to sign up for an account, it just makes it easier to order next time. All we need is your name, address, telephone number, email, so we can send you tracking information and how you want to pay. You can store your credit or debit card securely on our systems, and military grade security and all that kind of thing. But you also have an address book, and the address book means that you can add loads and loads of different addresses if you want to send these to people directly. Great at Christmas time and things like that. And when you have a new address, if it's somebody else's address, you can put their name and their mobile number or phone number, so that if the package, the courier is trying to deliver and they need to call them, they can. So you can nominate to have this sent wherever you want. You have your default address, which will be your main address. It's absolutely flying out the door. It's getting faster and faster. There are hundreds of you on the web now. More and more people are coming in and buying this. It's one of the best products, not only that we offer on Shop on TV, but it's actually one of the best products I've ever had the pleasure of presenting in 30 years. Because the quality, when you get it home, you will notice how good the quality is. It's really well made. The features are extremely rich. I mean, it's got so much good stuff about it, and it just works. It just does the job. It paints evenly without drips. It paints textured surfaces as well as flat. You can use it indoors and outdoors without spraying the whole house, without spraying yourself, without dripping and spraying paint everywhere. Can you use chalk paint, somebody asked. Is that right? I don't know. Has chalk got gritty bits in it? Probably not. If it's got any kind of texture or grit in it, then no, because it wouldn't necessarily, you know. I don't know. Does it work on what? Sorry, Leslie? Brick. Oh, God, yeah. Absolutely. Brick is brilliant for brick because it will not only fill in the little holes on the bricks, but also it will also be in the what do you call it, in the cement parts too. And James says what? Oh, right. So James is asking, why does he have to water down his wood stain if it's thin? No, you only have to water it down if it's thick. So again, in the guide, it will tell you, because I'm sure there are things, we haven't got our instruction booklet for some reason. You may find that there are certain things that do not require watering down. It's all about viscosity. It has to be an even viscosity, thickness in other words, to get through the nozzle. So thick stuff, yes, you would dilute, and different media you're going to dilute to by different amounts and using different things. But it's all in the instructions. So fear not, said he, for mighty dread. When you get this at home, it doesn't matter what you are putting in it, whether it is oil-based paint, water-based paint, you know, eggshell, ecru. Is ecru a thing? I don't know. For some reason in my head it is. Oh, it's a colour. Never mind. It's not discriminatory about colour. Can use any colour you like, whether it is a wood stain, whether it is a varnish, whether it is a lacquer, whether it is a treatment. Absolutely, you can definitely use it in here. All of the above. The only caveat is that you can't put anything through it that has a texture like fibres in it or grit or anything like that, because it would clog the nozzle. And also, I suppose for me, the way I look at it, if I were owning this, if I wasn't sure whether I could use something in it, as long as it isn't textured, right? It hasn't got stuff in it. If it's not in the instructions, and good luck trying to find something that isn't in the instructions, because it lists things I've never even heard of. If it's liquid, try it. What's the worst that's going to happen? Maybe it just doesn't work, in which case the answer is no, or it does, in which case the answer is yes. So if it ain't listed in this encyclopedia of different things that you could be using this with, then as long as it hasn't got a texture in it that's going to clog up and ruin the machine, give it a go. I mean, I don't even know. You probably could just you can put water through it, because when you clean it, you spray water through it. So you could use it for spraying your veggies or your flowers. You could for hanging baskets and things like that. As far as I'm aware, the only thing I can't say is how powerful what comes out the nozzle is. So do a little test. You know, you don't want to sort of blow the heads off your flowers and things like that. I don't think you would. It is just brilliant. And what's the alternative? Paintbrushes. Look, we've all done it. We've all had cans of paint, haven't we? With drips everywhere. I mean, look at this horrible paintbrush here. Or is there sound on this? I don't even need to do the talking here, because someone's going to do the talking for me. I think it might even be Mark Rise. Here's why you should order it right now.
Fed up with messy painting projects, dripping brushes, dirty rollers, spills and splatters while climbing ladders? Tired of costly contractors? If painting is a disaster, now you can do it yourself, faster, easier, and without the mess, with Paint Blast 4x4. It's the fastest, easiest professional way to paint like a pro. Paint an entire room in less than 2 hours. Paint a whole house in less than a day. Now enjoy amazing one-coat coverage on every surface. Just like a 4x4 off-roader, it works everywhere. Paint Blast 4x4 paints perfectly on brick, rendering, coving, wall panels, fiberglass, even architraves. The high-capacity container uses any paint, emulsion, gloss, stain or varnish. If you can spray your house with a hose, you can paint with Paint Blast 4x4. The secret is a powerful 600-watt turbine engine. Its HVLP motor delivers high-volume, low-pressure for maximum coverage, with less overspray, safer breathing, and less waste. Choose from 3 different spray settings: large jobs, trim and detail, even precision painting. Other machines are clunky beasts that demand 2 hands, but Paint Blast 4x4, it's light and operates easily with just 1 hand. The smart LED lets you spray into hard-to-reach corners, even in cupboards and dark wardrobes. And with the paint intensity adjustment knob, you'll pull the trigger and paint like a pro. With even one pass coverage. Painting brick used to be a nightmare. Not anymore. Paint Blast tackles brick, render, indoors or outdoors. Get amazing coverage on every surface. Plasterboard inside. Timber and cladding outside. Even wood furniture or wicker patio sets. Paint fences, the baby's nursery, even the cot. And don't forget your best friend. Any project, big or small, Paint Blast 4x4 does it all.
Don't forget your best friend. Don't paint your dog. Just his house, all right, or her house. It's just brilliant. We're going to do some emails. Oh, this is fabulous. Now, this is from, let me see here, Phoenix P. Hello, Phoenix. He's one of our regulars, or Pete, I suppose. Hi, Rob. As usual, great show. Whilst I don't have the sprayer you have on sale tonight, I have and do use a similar one. Did cost me a bit more, I will add. They are fabulous and very easy to use and make painting fences and walls so much quicker. And I found the drying time is significantly increased, allowing a second coat to go on earlier than using a brush or roller. Thank you, I appreciate that. And I've attached a few images from the completed job that was done over a couple of days and had all the concrete posts to mask off first, and happy to give you permission to use it on the show. So, well, thank you for that. So therefore, I've got one image that I will show you. Look at that. There are all of the fencing panels done. Isn't that great? Now, okay, so you see one side up to the back. That was about 2/3 of the length of our garden in our Orlando home. We had that down one side of the garden, then it went from the pool enclosure next to the pool. Oh no, sorry, we had a pool. It was a bit flash. I know it was dead cheap to build it though. And then we had the same on the other side of the garden. It took my dad a week to do both sides, and that was just on one side of the fencing, not the other side, because that was in the neighbour's garden. Because you have to protect wood and things out there because of the humidity and all that sort of stuff. That is a grand job. So yeah, you can use all coloured paints if you want to, or you can use any kind of coloured paint is what I'm trying to say. And varnishes and stains and sealants and what have you. I mean, the list of things that you can put through this, and you can paint on anything, whether it's walls, concrete, ceramic, wood, obviously. Your old barbecue, you can spray metallic paint on it. And here we've got a louvre window, or a louvre shutter, I should say. And you can see, actually they call those plantation shutters in America. You can see how it gives you even coating. You can twist it, and so that the nozzle, that means you can go vertically or you can go horizontally. You can adjust how much paint comes out. And you can even adjust the pipe in the hopper, the paint container, so that you can spray down or you can spray up. And so it's a high efficiency 600 watt motor, high volume, low pressure. That's the key for maximum coverage with very little overspray. So again, if you do mask off edges where you know what you're painting meets something you don't want to paint, then you're not, I mean, I'd probably use the wide masking paint, masking tape rather, but you're not going to get overspray. And then all the other stuff that was on the screen as well, it does that too. Clean up, very, very easy. And this specifically is for water-based paints or water-based media, because obviously you're going to use water to clean water-based stuff, and you're going to use a paint thinner for oil-based stuff, because you can do not just your undercoats, but you can do your gloss paints as well and things like that. I don't know what other types of paint you would, I mean, I can't even think of any other type. Vinyl, is vinyl a paint? No, it's a record. Name some other paints. I don't. If it fits in there, and as long as it doesn't have any textures, any stuff in it, you can use it. Oh, I've got some more pictures from Phoenix Pete in a moment. I'll show you in a moment. Oh no, sorry, is this Lee in Folkestone? Oh, this is somebody else. It's not Phoenix, but Leah in Folkestone. Oh, Liam even. I'll get there in the end. So that's how you do your oil-based. You put your thinners into the hopper, give it a little shake, and then just spray it through into a bucket, and or an old box or something like that. So fab. So this is Liam, and this is actually using Paint Blast. So that's the before. And then underneath, oh, Liam, there is the after. Isn't that great? And actually, Liam, would you mind emailing Leslie, our producer, again, and giving us permission, if you don't mind, for us to use those in future as on future shows? And we'll send them off and we'll feature them in other Paint Blast broadcasts. So you look, this is real. This is, I know it's on telly. This is not, you know, the late night infomercials and things like that. Look, I've been in what they call it direct response television. I've been involved in it for 30 years. There are some really good products and there are some really rubbish products. But even the rubbish products, because people like me use clever words to make them sound good. But I don't do that anymore, by the way. And so this, what I love about working at Shop on TV is because actually I'm not saying this to impress you, but to impress upon you. I am also part of the management team that runs Shop on TV. So because of my 30 years of experience at doing this, I don't allow rubbish on the air. I just don't. If it's rubbish, and I know it's rubbish, I will say no. And if it's something we find out to be rubbish, even though we thought it was good to start with, it doesn't come back. There are lots of products that have been on the air since we started, particularly in the early days. Never seen them again. Because we pride ourselves on quality and we pride ourselves on price. If we're not market-beating pricing, then we don't bother. There's just really is no point. We have got an hour and 15 minutes left. And ladies and gentlemen, what's the stock left on situation on the Paint Blast? So we're about down to the last 40%, almost down to the last third of the stock. So it's getting serious. Well, like I said, once it sells out, it will be back. It just won't be back until September. But there are not hundreds, dozens of you who still need to check out. If you don't, somebody else will nab it. And by the way, if you get to a situation, or we get to a situation tonight before we go off the air, where it says out of stock, then you can go to the phones. If people have still got it in their baskets, go to the phone lines, because if people don't check out and it's stuck in their basket, it's still up for grabs. So it's pretty simple. You know, you walk into a shop, you want to buy something, you go to the till, you pay for it, right? If you don't pay for this, we don't send it to you. It's as simple as that. You're not going to be doing any painting with it sitting in your basket. And I don't want to rush. I don't want, you know, the fear of missing out and all that stuff. No. Don't, please. I don't play those games. If you're not sure, if you don't want it, obviously don't buy it. Please don't get caught up in all of the hype, or not the hype, the what's the word I'm looking for? The frenzy, because it is selling fast. It's one of our most popular products. We knew it probably was going to sell out tonight or get very, very close anyway. So even if it doesn't sell out in this show tonight or later on in the day, then when it comes back next time, if we have another show with it in, you know, before September, it'll just be the leftover stock and it'll be a handful and it'll go really quickly. So pay for it, $69.99. What a price. 30 quid Paul, our director, paid for 3 paintbrushes, and then once he used them, they got chucked away. How much money have you wasted on rollers and things like that? If you've got jobs to do right now, if you've got a fence like Liam or our other gentleman, if you've got decking, if you've got patio furniture, if you've got an old rusty barbecue and you want to spray a metal restorative paint on it, you can, as long as it's smooth, as long as it doesn't have any bits in it. Maybe your pebble dashing or the cladding on the outside of your house has seen better days. Imagine how you could do the whole house in a really very, very short amount of time. Maybe you've got a garden bench or other garden furniture. Did I mention garden furniture? If I did, apologise. I'm just repeating myself now. I mean, anything you need to paint, but it's not just painting. But indoors as well. Maybe you want to do I used to do this all the time. My father used to, with a blowtorch and a scraper, I used to have to take all the paint off of the windows, the window frames, before he painted them. It took forever. So yeah, obviously you've still got to do that part, but then to paint them, it took forever to paint them. This is no time at all. But you can paint outdoors and indoors as well if you still have wooden frames. Maybe your doors need painting. I mean, I don't know what you may need to paint. Maybe you've got wooden floors that need sealing. Again, not a problem. I wonder actually if you could put a wax through it. You could possibly even put a wax through it. I don't know. Loza! Hello, Loza. Hello, Loza on TikTok. That could be my name, Rob Loza. Wow, I own my own business and have 2 of these. They're good, aren't they? Professionals use them. And also he says, can you give us all watching a high five? You're amazing. Loza! Come here, TikTok. Come here. David is operating TikTok tonight. So come. This is Dave, floor manager Dave. And here we go. No, I'm going to give TikTok a high five. No. Get your hand out of the way. Come closer. There we go. TikTok high five. Thanks. Bye. Charlie would like happy birthday. Okay, we'll just wait for Rich to get ready. Now, I think every time I sing happy birthday, it should be in a slightly different style. So I did kind of regular happy birthday. R&B. Yeah, check it. Oh, that's not R&B, is it? Sorry, no. Well, how's R&B? I don't know how R&B goes. Slow. Oh. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. I don't know how to do reggae. I don't want to, and I don't want to offend people by standing stereotype. I'm not Rob Marley. I see Rob Marley, I suppose. Yeah, that works. Yeah. Can't do that. Just leave me to my own devices, producers. A crooner Matata. A hoedown. Oh, how about cheeky East End, whatever they call that sort of music. Rock. Okay. Blimey. See what I have to put up with? How long are we on the air for? Oh, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. And what was the gentleman's name again? Charlie, sorry. Happy birthday, dear Charlie. Happy birthday to you. Was it worth the wait? That was London. That was East London. Like a sing-song type. I don't know, there's a... Help me, his paint blast. Well, there's not even a clip to play. It's truth. Sam says, I've used chalk paint to revamp furniture. With this, it worked a dream. Well, there you go. There's your answer. I didn't know. Thank you very much, Sam, because that answers somebody else's question. So, perfect. Works with chalk paint. I don't even know what chalk paint is. Oh, apart from paint with chalk in it. Wendy Worley says, can I paint my bird table? Wendy, you can paint whatever the heck you like. But yes, absolutely. Oh, have we shown the radiator cover yet? Here's the clip of the radiator cover, because much like a bird table, maybe it is intricate and decorative. You've got to check out. We really are careering towards a sellout by the end of the show. But here are a very windy Sean and Hayley with Charlie showing you how to use this on the radiator cover.
But indoors, I think radiator covers can look so great.
Yeah.
But they can sometimes look so tired. Or sometimes I looked and I was like, oh, I can't get the colour that I want. Well, you can just get, just a white and then transform it with a paint colour.
Yeah, and it brings it back to, you can be on trend with everything, can't you? Certain colours are on trend at different times. This is one of those real trendy colours that you can transform in a couple of moments. That's the great thing about it.
It is. You're forever saving time, you're saving money, you're saving on paint as well, because you can see we're using so little paint. It's very much one pass over and the job is done. The secret is just to hold it around about 20 to 30 centimetres away from the item you're actually spray painting and keep moving. It's multi-surface, so whether you are using it on doors or walls or skirting boards or window frames, furniture inside and out, fences, like we did the stencing, changing the kids' rooms, sheds or summer houses or decking, it makes no odds.
With detail like that, can you imagine with a brush, what a pain that would be.
You'd have loads of drip marks, it will be running down the back. There's nothing running down the back. And there's so many things like this. When we did Mum's wrought iron chairs, they had a lot of sort of detail like that, but again the finish was absolutely fabulous.
Now you can see it's a very windy day out here with us at Shop on TV, but getting that great coverage, whether you're going side to side, whether you're going up and down, it really doesn't matter. You get that precision finish. That radiator cover, about a minute and a half, that 90 seconds.
And I love that colour.
Nice colour, isn't it?
Just again changing the whole look of the hallway, and all you've done is painted the radiator cover. And again, you can chop and change that time and time and time again. Because because I think our
it's not a big
tastes
job,
change.
is
No,
it?
that's it. And you're not really spending a great deal of money. You're getting a pot of paint and the job is done. And then other odd bits, perhaps in the hallway, you could spray paint to match into that. So clever. And remember, all those paints, glosses or lacquers or varnishes or stains or satin or eggshell, absolutely fantastic.
Eggshell, that's what it was, not ecru. What's eggshell? Is that type of paint, is it? But you can use this for crafts. So you could put craft paints. I can't think of any craft paints, but you could put those in here as well. If you're an artist, you could use it to paint... I was going to say walls, but no. Do you know what? I don't know if they're edible paints. You could potentially, I don't know, I can't think of a use case scenario, but if as long as you get the viscosity right and it's all in the instructions, then you could use maybe even body paints. I don't know. Again, always be cautious. If you're pointing, don't point it at animals and things like that, but if you're pointing it towards a person, just obviously exercise caution and make sure that you know how powerful the spray is, because you don't want to obviously hurt yourself or somebody else. I must apologise hugely that we can't ship this to Northern Ireland. It's our supplier that unfortunately does not ship to Northern Ireland. I don't know exactly why. Look, we'll do our best to find out why. It may be something to do with the electrical gubbins, the motor. It's usually something like that. So I wish we could, and I lament the fact that we can't, and I do apologise. People are a little upset about that, and I'm so sorry. But there's nothing we can do about it at the moment. We will try. Now, please do check out. Here's what we're going to do, right, folks? We are down to the last third of the stock. In fact, it's even less than that now. It is time to check out your baskets. Back in stock. It took us three months to get it back in stock. And once this stock, all the stock that we have now is also, well, mostly sold. But every single piece of stock that we have available tonight in the show is, as far as we're aware, the only stock in the country. We know it is because we would have got more otherwise. I mean, come on, it's one of our best-selling products. We'd have done 3 or 4 shows with it if there were thousands available. So the next stock that is coming into the country, which is on order already, is not coming here until September. I believe mid-September. So you've got 4 to 6 weeks at least before it will be back in stock. So when you know you want it, get it now, because maybe you're not going to be doing so much paint. By September the weather could start turning. Who knows? Maybe you're not doing your painting. Now is the prime time. And apart from anything else, everybody should have one of these. I mean, also, I tell you what, buy. I know it sounds stupid, but buy it as a Christmas gift. Maybe if there is a, what do you call it? If there's a birthday or something, a special occasion in the family. We probably won't, and well, I don't know, I can't say, but it's so hard to get the stock, we might not be able to get this in time or around Christmas time. This could be your only chance to get it as a Christmas present. It's one of those things, every flat, I just bought a vacuum for the, because blimey, can I tell you, a £500 vacuum I got from, I can't say the manufacturer, but I got a discount coupon. It had already gone down to $350 as a special on their website. With a coupon code that they sent me, 129 quid. I bought it. Yeah. But it's just one of those things that you have in the flat or you have in the house, because you'll need to paint at some point. I mean, my son fell down, bashed the wall, got a big gash in the wall. So you go fill it and then you give it a little spray. True story. It's a true story. Suddenly, because David takes extended showers, and the paint on the ceiling is now peeling. Oh, that rhymes. The paint on the ceiling is now peeling. And so again, take the old paint blast in there and give it a little touch up. The paint of the ceiling, that is. $69.99. Time to check out. It's make your mind up time. Here's our Graham. Now, also the Bullseye Pro. It's, as I used to say in the old days, PvP, proving very popular. Why wouldn't it? Do you have tyres on anything? Do you have balls that you want to inflate? Do you have I could have phrased that better. Do you have pool toys? This is the solution. It has on the end of it a standard tyre connector, much like you would find at the petrol station. This will not charge you £2 for 3 tyres, which is what Paul paid, and then had to pay a second £2 just to do the 4th tyre. But this will inflate up to 150 psi. That is a big tractor tyres. So if you've got a lorry, if you have a van, if you have an Arctic, if you have an SUV, if you have a light aircraft, I dare say, I'm trying to think, how big are the tyres on a 747? They're probably about the same size as a tractor tyre, aren't they? I'm not looking at you, David, expecting an answer. Or TikTok. Do you know TikTok? How big is the 747 tyre? The front one, the small one, you know. But anyway, I don't imagine that they're going to be using Bullseye Pros to inflate the tyres. But the point is that you can, and very, very, very powerful. So what I like about this is it's safety and peace of mind. Leslie, our producer, bought one of these, and then in fact she bought one for her partner as well. They both have them in their cars. If you are someone who you know, feels that they are vulnerable, and to be honest, if you break down anywhere, anyone can feel vulnerable. I think I would too. But also, you always get a flat tyre when it's peeing down with rain. The great thing about this is that it's automatic. Once you start it, it inflates. You set it. Now you can use it manually and pull the trigger and inflate until it's ready and done, and then stop inflating by releasing the trigger. But you can also program in the PSI, or there are 3 other different types of still can't think of the word, measurement or type of pressure, measurement of pressure that you can input. And then when you press the trigger once, it measures how much pressure is already in the tyre, for example. So it calculates how much extra pressure it has to add, and it then will inflate the tyre or whatever it is exactly up to that point. In fact, Mark Rise, one of our wonderful guests, and I remember it was very cold when he went outside to demonstrate this. He took it out to use it on his car. And so let him show you and tell you all about just how good this is. Make sure you check out your Paint Blast while you're watching.
It's the nightmare scenario. You come out to your car first thing in the morning, you've got to take the kids to school, and you've got a flat, or at least it's much lower than it should be. Well, this is the answer to your prayers. This is your anytime, anywhere inflation station. It's the Bullseye Pro. So just remember, when your tyre's low, grab your Bullseye Pro. Now, I know my tyre goes up to 33 PSI. So just as you ordinarily would, you unscrew the little cap on your car valve, and you put the pressure hose in. Now listen to this. Can you hear, as you put it on, the air coming out? Don't worry about that. Simply lock it into position. Hold the power button for 2 seconds, and then it will tell you whether you want PSI or bar. Now I'm going to set this to 33 because I know my tyre should be 33. It just checks the pressure, and it's saying at the moment it's 21, so it's going to take a couple of minutes to actually inflate. Pull the trigger, and then I'm going to put it down, and I'm going to step away from the Bullseye Pro. Now, it's quite safe to do that, but if it's a chilly day, you might want to go inside and finish your cup of coffee before you take the kids to school. But you know, when you see a flat tyre and you think, oh no, what am I going to do? I've got no way of getting to the garage, I don't want to drive on a flat. And of course, the whole thing about driving on low pressure tyres is it's dangerous. It uses more fuel as well. The anytime, anywhere inflation station, the Bullseye Pro, allows you to be a mile away from work. It allows you to be on the motorway if you've got a flat. It allows you to do it anywhere you want. The brilliant thing about it is it does PSI. You can change the setting to bar because some people know what the bar pressure of their tyres is. It also does kilopascals, and it does cubic meters. The brilliant thing about this is it does it all the way up. We're up to, what, 28 now. It started at 21, so we're halfway to our maximum pressure that we want. And the nice thing about this is it's then safe to drive. I'm not doing anything to the Bullseye Pro, I'm just leaving it to be able to do it. It's a brilliant way of inflating anything. Now, what will most impress me about this is it will even do giant tyres on trucks. It'll do giant tyres on tractors. And when I say tractors, this will go up to 150 PSI. That is a big tyre. Now, obviously, on a standard family car, you're not going to have that kind of problem. But look, we're now up to 31, so it's nearly up to that point. And the brilliant thing is, I've not had to go anywhere near the tyre. I've been inside enjoying my coffee all the time, waiting for it to actually finish. It will automatically switch itself off. We've got 1 more PSI to go. So the nice thing about it is, It's easy, it's simple, it's lightweight, you can keep it in your car. It's your anytime, anywhere inflation station, and that's why the Bullseye Pro is so good. It's coming up to the end of it now, and look at this. It is, you can see that tyre is, and there it is, it stops. More inflated, and all I'm going to do is just pop that off like so, and screw this back on. There we go, and now I'm ready. Come on, kids, it's time to get in the car, we're going to be late. So let me run round and I'll show you. Perfectly safe to drive on because we are at the correct pressure for our tyres. And look, here we go. Right. See you later.
Bye, Mark. Oh, it's good, isn't it? Can I, Rich, do you mind, sorry to bother you, mate. Oh, and I've just ruined the pack shot. Sorry, David. I just want to show this, if I may. So just the little thingy there. So I can't, can you come a little closer? I can't quite read from that distance, sorry. So this is Bullseye 12-volt rechargeable tyre inflator. And remember, it'll do 4 tyres on one charge easily. So compared to other things, so maximum tyre pressure 150 psi. I don't think there's another one out there that can do that. Digital battery level indicator, dedicated LED screen. Yep. No to the others. Oversized, easy to read digital pressure gauge. Yep, not the others. Accessories: 2 nozzle adapters, 1 sports needle, and 1 spare fuse. Yep, not on the others. Cigarette lighter, well, we call this is an American box, so we don't call them cigarette lighters here anymore, do we? We call them something else. The 12-volt DC adapter for your car. Yes, they do have the others, but they both have those. USB-C battery charging cable, yep, not the others. Fabric carry bag, yep, maybe some of the others. And inflates, what is it, whatever that says. Fit P19560R15, oh, that old chestnut. Vehicle tyres from 24 to 34 psi in less than 2 minutes. This is American spelling of tyre, by the way. That's why it's T. You know, they spell it like that. Still, TYRE still looks weird to me. So that's that. And let me just get this over here. I think. Oh no, this is comes with your little bag as well. Comes with your nozzles. Stay. Oh, comes with all of the instructions and everything you need to operate it. And it is great. And remember, $69.99 will go down to $53.99 if you put it in your basket, or when you put it in your basket. It will automatically add the discount for you it will reduce it to $53.99, and then just make sure you check out securely. And that is only for another 53 minutes. Remember, at 3 a.m. the price goes back up to $69.99, so you're saving basically £13 or so by ordering it now. We always give you a bit of extra time at the end to check out, but by 3:30 absolutely the price will go back up, and that will be it. In terms of the Paint Blast, we are getting seriously low in stock. We still think it could very well sell out. If everyone checks out now, it's gone. So please make sure you check out your baskets before the end of the show, or you may miss it, and I don't want that to happen. Or if you come back later on in the day, you may be lucky, or you may, and I genuinely mean this, you may find, you'd be lucky enough to find a few left in stock. I don't know. But anyway, questions about the Paint Blast very quickly, and then we're going to show all our clips back to back. So if you missed anything, or you have anything else you want to know, send us a message, and also the videos are coming up. So go ahead, Leslie. Oh, I see she's putting it on the screen. Sorry, she's just getting ready. Okay, here we go. Alan says, can he spray a car? I would not expect manufacturer's precision, but something adequate would be sufficient. Alan from Essex, a regular customer. Thank you, Alan. Alan, my advice would be this. First of all, I'm going to be honest and say, I don't know. And I will also be honest and say, I don't see why not. So what I would therefore recommend is, if you can, go to the breaker's yard or something and get a car bonnet, or get something, you know, or if you've got something that's old and metal, and try it. And if it works on your sort of your offcut or your gash bit of whatever it is, I don't know what sort of finish it will give. I mean, it gives a beautiful finish on flat surfaces, very smooth. And obviously you'd have to use car paint, but there's no problem with that whatsoever. I don't see why not. It's a fine spray. And actually, when it comes to precision, remember, you can actually adjust the nozzle, so you can make it very, very thin. You can use it for writing and stenciling and crafts and things like that. I don't see why not. I cannot see another reason why. I don't know. Maybe the car spray paint is finer, but have a go. What is there to lose? Also, by the way, we confirmed that you can't inflate a 747 front tyre because that has to go up to 200 psi. And this will go up to 150, but that is lorries and Arctics and tractors, the big tyres on the tractors. So Jeremy Clarkson, if you're watching, you can use this on your Lamborghini. Great show, that, Clarkson's Farm. I can't wait to go to his pub as well. What a place, that seems amazing. Lorna, hi Lorna, how you doing? Can blank blast, excuse me, blank blast, can paint blast paint ceilings? Also, please stop Rob singing. Blooming cheek. Yes, I will stop singing. Yeah, absolutely. It's designed to do ceilings because, let me show you. So, I think in order to demonstrate, or not demonstrate, explain this better, I should probably do it in song. All you have to do is remove the container, and then you have your nozzle. If the nozzle points down, you can spray up, and if you give it a twist, then down you can go. Because it basically means it keeps the paint in the paint sucker in the optimum position. So yes, you can spray completely up onto the ceiling. And the great thing about it is that you won't get any drips. You won't get different multicoloured hair droplets and what have you. Somebody also asked, how do you clean between different paint colours? We'll do that in a minute. But Miss Rosalind, hello Rosalind. Ginty, how are you? Excuse moi. She says, what do I clean the paint holder with? Oh, in between different colour paints and different types of paint, please. Well, have a little look at this. So, the rules are very simple. If it is water-based paint, you clean it with water. So you remove your nozzle and you remove your sprayer, like that. Well, when I say nozzle, I mean your paint pipe. And you literally rinse it in warm water. You could use soapy water if you wanted to, and give it a good rinse, obviously, if you use soap. As simple as that. Now, if you're going to pour it down the sink, if it's a non-toxic paint, obviously that's no problem at all. If it's anything that is toxic, then I'd stick it down the toilet or something like that. So, if you are going to be using oil-based paints, then you have to use thinners, a type of thinner like white spirit or turpentine spirits, that sort of thing, terps. Then you would fill it up with that, and you would then spray into a bucket or an old cardboard box or something in order to clean it out. So it's very quick to clean, and you just clean between the different colours, and also when you finish painting. Now, just to sort of recap on this, people are asking, do you have to thin paints? If the viscosity of the paint is over, or the thickness is over a certain level, then yes, you do. So I promise you, in the instructions, the best instruction manual I've ever seen, it lists every conceivable type of paint, stain, varnish, lacquer, etc. that I've ever seen. I mean, maybe it's not all of them, but it's going to be most of them. And it tells you whether you need to dilute it, how much, if you do, how much you need to dilute it by, and then also what to dilute it with. Now this is what's called a viscosity funnel. This comes with it, and basically you put the paint in there. It's got a little spout on the end, and you will know if it comes through, if it flows properly, the viscosity is correct. But again, all the instructions are included. You don't have to be a scientist, or a nuclear physicist to understand them. They are really written in very clear, plain English. Well, let me put it on this. It's an American product, so they're written for Americans to understand. Which, of course, is, Americans like things to be clear and concise, don't you, David? Yes. I don't know why I'm sad, because I'm also an American. Well, I'm a naturalised American. I was born British, but I'm a dual citizen. Yeah, my son's going, yeah, okay, buddy. I know I'm not, oh, he's now going like this. Oh, fine. He tells me to shut up even when I'm on telly. Blooming cheek. And no, you can't stop me singing either. Another message for you. John! So, John, we had to edit it slightly because we couldn't use all of the terminology, apparently. Because it would offend somebody. I would never do that. John said, just grab the paint blaster, and I swear it's turned me into Picasso. My shed went from boring beige to Royal Palace in 12 minutes. Nearly painted the cat by accident. 10 out of 10 would blast again. Cheers, Telly Legends. Yes, I've been called a legend quite frequently, but that's because I'm old and mostly forgotten. Thank you, John. Appreciate it, mate. Kelly says, I'm ordering one. Now I know chalk paint is workable. There you go. Who knew? It's every day's a school day. I've got an old dresser that needs a revive. Can't wait. Well, you can use that on dressers and cupboards and ornaments. You can use it to paint pots and statues. Maybe you've got a garden statue. Maybe you've got a Venus de Milo in the garden. This will give him a new coat. Teresa, honey, says, I'm ready to order one of these. Can it be used in the bathroom? It can be used in the bathroom, the kitchen. It can be used anywhere. Anywhere you like. Anywhere you can spray water, you can spray paint. But what's great about this is if you are going to spray in the bathroom, like the walls in the bathroom, obviously if you've got tiling where the wall meets tile, if you have any, mask off the tile with just regular masking tape. It's a huge affair, isn't it? If you use a paintbrush or you use a paint roller, you have to put stuff down on the floor. You have to protect everything. Not so with this. I mean, still protect the floor, obviously. But a little bit of if you use the thick masking tape, it won't deviate past the masking tape. It's very accurate. And so this is great for indoors. If your kitchen cupboards have seen better days and you want to give them a coat of paint if they're made out of wood, sort of natural wood, not what do they call it? Melamine. If they're melamine, I don't know if you can spray melamine. Maybe you can. Oh, I suppose you can with certain types of paint. But you can spray into cupboards and things, and there's a light on the end, so you can even see what you're doing. It's really good. We are getting close to the last quarter of the stock. Please check out now. Literally only a quarter of the entire stock in the country that we have possession of, or had possession of. 3/4 of you have already bought it. And once that's gone, it won't be back until September. Now, as I promised, we're now going to go through all of our videos, and also we've got some more pictures from Phoenix. Oh, that's great, from Phoenix Peak. So I will show those in a moment. But here's a quick recap of everything, starting off with one thing that I think a lot of people will use this for, and that is, sword fighting. I mean, fencing.
Now, you can use pretty much any type of paint in this, as long as it's a smooth paint. So it could be fence paint, decking paint, which you're going to be doing in a moment. It could be oil-based paint, water-based paint, varnishes, lacquers, enamels. It keeps on going.
Right.
Yes, you can use this indoors. You can use this outdoors. So from your walls to your ceilings to your architrave to your skirting boards to your doors, you can use it pretty much anywhere around the home, guys.
And it's so nice to refresh your home. It's like perhaps you've been thinking about moving and you just can't afford to do it. If you actually just decorate,
yeah, just bring it back.
It feels new and fresh again.
Now we're going to step out the way so Charlie can get painting, because it is really important, obviously, to use your protective equipment like your face mask and your goggles there. But when Charlie gets painting, just watch the ease of use when it comes to this fabulous Paint Blast 4x4. It really is that professional finish.
Honestly, you always get professional finish on. So professionals, DIYers, absolutely anyone can use this. It's perfect. So all you need to do, it's very lightweight. I've loaded this full of fence paint right there. All you need to do, hold it about 20 centimetres from the surface and just keep it moving, okay? Turn it on at the top there.
And it really is as simple as this. And you can see we're going up and down at the moment, but you can go side to side. You can actually do as well, and we'll show you decking, you can do ceilings. It doesn't matter what angle this is at, you're getting this
really clever,
very clever sort of atomize spray that actually then allows you in one pass to get that perfect finish.
Perfect coverage, and again, if you go back to the other ways you've painted fences in the past, this makes it so much easier. We're not talking about hours, we're talking about minutes for a fence panel.
To do fence panels previously, it's probably taken you days. You've probably stretched it over weeks to actually get them finished, whereas you can actually get this done, you know, very easily over a weekend without any messy brushes, without any awful rollers, without a hassle, allowing you to get as well, I think, which is really important, that professional finish, because these items that we spray paint look like you bought them like this.
It's like a factory finish, isn't it? Like we were saying, that factory finish, that perfect end to your fence panel that you can see there. It's up to you how many coats you want to do, but we're talking about under a minute there for that fence panel that we've seen.
I had a friend once, actually, good friend of mine, Phil, if he's watching, and he one day went into his garden and there was a panel of his fencing missing. And it was like, what's happened to my fence? So he asked his neighbour whether he, you know, nicked it. Turns out the neighbour took offence. Why? Don't forget to tip your waitress, folks. Thanks, I'll be here all week. Now, Phoenix Pete. Try the shrimp, they're great. This is Phoenix Pete's dirty old rotten shed. I don't think that Pete talks like that. It's the Phoenix part. I don't know why. Now I'm doing pirate sound, pirate voices. Oh, look at that. Arr. But what's a painting pirate? An artist. And after using the paint blast, oh my giddy aunt, look at that. That is a star shed. That's gone from a shed to a man cave. I'd almost call that a grotto. Yes, a few elves in there, I think. An oubliette. That's a pit of despair. It's too big for an oubliette. Yeah. Because that's oublier in French, is to forget. That's where they used to put people to forget. Very narrow, underground sort of, well, jail, really. And people were just left there to demise. How did we get onto this subject? Wow. I do dig myself many holes, don't I? Now, oh, we got a little message. Oh, that's nice. By the way, if anyone wants me to sing Happy Birthday, please let me know, because that will keep one of our viewers very happy. Amanda is the present gerundive from the verb amo in Latin, which means love. And so that means to be loved. Amanda, my sister's name is Amanda. This is fab for chalk paint. All right. I use this in my workshop for my upcycling projects. Smooth and even coverage every time. I must find out what this chalk paint is that everyone speaks of. Clearly, it's very popular. Thank you, Amanda. I appreciate that very much. Carol says hi. Hi, Carol. How are you doing? One of our regular viewers as well. So, get it while you can. As I say, we are well less than a quarter of the stock. The next stage is we may get to limited stock status within the next 10 or 15 minutes. Please, I implore you, if you want it, check out. You can check out as a guest. It's totally secure. Again, we're overseen by the Advertising Standards Authority and Ofcom. We're a partnership with ITV. Your money is safe. Trust me. You're buying from probably one of the most reputable sources you can. Hate to break it to you, if you buy from the internet, even the famous websites, I mean, obviously if it's a major retailer website, it's safe, but there's no oversight on the internet. And so, you know, buy from us, buy with confidence, buy with satisfaction, buy securely, and buy safe in the knowledge that you're getting quality at a great price every time. So, did I do Abbas's email? No, I didn't. So it was above Phoenix Pit. Excuse me, I've missed an email. How terribly, terribly bad of me. Yes, it's Abbas Ali. Hi, Abbas, how are you? From Birmingham. I'm going to purchase 2 of these paint blasts for myself and my cousin. It is quicker and easier to paint rather than hours. Using a brush. It really is. And actually, Phoenix Pete said, just again to show you, paint sprays work on thicker wood than fence panels, which are very thin and absorbent. So the shed, yeah, it's a good point. That, you know, because you can do hardwood, you can do softwood, pines, and things like that. If you construct your own, as I did when I was a teenager, your own bookshelf out of pine, perfect way to get a really even coat every single time. One of the things also a lot of people will use this for is if you have a deck in your garden or wherever it happens to be, and you want to give that a coat. It might be a stain, it might be a varnish. I don't really know. I'm not very up on the old DIY stuff in that sense. Because I don't have a garden. But maybe you want to do some good decking, and if you do, Paint Blast is for you.
Decking is a vast area that you really do need to look after.
Now, we had our decking done, didn't we?
Yeah.
We got someone to come and do it. It took him weeks to do it, and it cost an absolute fortune. The fact that you can do it yourself so easy with a machine like this, and any direction, Charlie.
Absolutely right. You can use it facing upside down, so yeah, for your floors, your decking, and you can actually use it upside down for your ceilings inside the house too. I'll show you how that works. This is basically called, well, this is a tube. It's angled, so you can see it right there. Little bit of a tip for your home. If you are going to be facing down, turn it facing forward, because obviously the gravity is going to pull the paint to the bottom, so ensure you use all the paint inside.
Clever.
If you're using it upside down, twist it that way.
Clever, so it's in the right place.
Great.
It's really clever how they do it. And like I said, all you need to do, hold it about 20 centimetres from the surface and pull the trigger. Whilst we're here, actually, I might talk to you about this if that's all right. This dial here, this basically helps you control how much paint comes out, to put it really simply.
Right.
So if you want more paint, you wind it in, and that gives you more space to suppress the trigger, so more paint's going to come out. If you want less paint, wind it out and you get even less. But it depends what you're comfortable with. You go at the speed that you're comfortable with.
Yeah, and it is a case of trial and error when you first start using it, isn't it?
Absolutely right, but you get used to it.
Well, we got your dad one of these, didn't we? And he was like, you know, it was very new to him, so he said it took me a fence.
Yeah, one panel to get used to it.
And then I've got it. And it is very much like that, isn't it? You play around with it for a bit and then it's easy.
Absolutely right, and do you know what? It's so much quicker, I find, than paintbrushes than rollers. But honestly, your paint can go so much further because you're using such a consistent layer. Quite often, you'll only need one coat. Right, shall I show you the deck?
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's a better result as well, as you'll see as we go through the show and show you all the different ways.
It's so important to do decking as well, to treat decking so it lasts. You don't want to keep replacing decking, you want to look after it, don't you?
Yeah, you want it to look good, and that's what you're going to get here, that perfect finish every single time. I love what Charlie just said, actually, you're not wasting lots of paint.
No, you'll see here really very much one pat over, and even goes into like the ridges, the non-slip grooves, without it being full of paint. When you put a paintbrush down, sometimes you can fill those areas, can't you? And all of a sudden, the proper look to the decking has gone.
It all builds up the paint, doesn't it, and fills the grooves. Not when you're using the paint sprayer. The Paint Blast that we've got for you, 594963 is the item number, and you can see how that addition to the actual decking, it's just brilliant, isn't it?
I mean, it can change the whole colour, so this could be gloss or lacquers or varnishes or stains, so whatever you want to do, perhaps you're treating, you could be using this as well, of course, inside with satin and eggshell, wood preserves you could be using on your decking as well, metal paints you can use, and we actually did my mum's metal table chairs,
cast iron,
and the end of a bench as well in a really nice green in a metal paint, which was fantastic. But the finish is phenomenal, and you can see as well that Charlie's got such control, and you really can control the amount of paint that comes out, so you can have more paint or less sort of on the speed you're going, but you can go up or down like when we were doing the fence, side to side, or we can actually go directly down still with that same result, or directly up to do the ceiling.
That's fab, isn't it?
Amazing.
So all your different surfaces, whether you go up, down, side to side, whether you're doing a roof surface or a floor surface, completely up to you. If you miss any bits, you can go back over. You can do more than one coat if you want to. It's just a great bit of kit where you get brilliant coverage in a matter of moments.
There's no spillages or drips, or it's a really professional finish, and just using very much like we're saying, the smallest amount of paint, but going such a long way. That's really nice as well to see how you can get such a great result so quickly. But you could also see, oh, I need to put a bit more there.
Yeah.
You can do exactly that, but you have got no idea. Do you know how long that took you?
God, I didn't know.
Under 2
Less
minutes.
than 2 minutes.
Joking.
It's amazing how quickly you can paint a deck. Or an ant. So, topical ITV joke there. Do you know I once had a dream about paint, but when I woke up I realised it was just a pigment of my imagination. Oh, I know the last time I used a gloss paint, I went down to the DIY shop to get thinner. It didn't work. Fraser from Edinburgh. Hi, Fraser. One of my favourite cities in the world. I would live in Edinburgh tomorrow if I could. What does Fraser say? Leslie. Oh, please, can it be used on cars? Now we have had questions. Auto paint, yeah, as long as it doesn't have. I mean, what would you clean up if you were using a compressor, a regular auto compressor spray thing? What would you clean all of that with? I suppose a thinner as well. So as long as it can be cleaned with thinners so you can clean out the machine afterwards, we don't see why not. We did have a question about this earlier. I don't know how fine the spray is. You know, when they spray paint cars, they're usually quite high pressure and they may have a finer spray. We don't know. I don't see any reason why not. You might not get the showroom finish, but I recommended to the last person who asked that earlier, if you've got an old bit of metal, or if you go to the breaker's yard and get an old bonnet or a wing or a panel or something, or even just take the paint blast down to the breaker's yard and see if they'll let you spray a bit and test it out. Why not? Dean says, please sing Happy Birthday to Lauren. Well, who's the caller who didn't want me to sing anymore? Lorna, I'm sorry. It's not my choice. I've been requested. I've been mandated. Who was it to, Lauren? Okay, here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lauren. Happy birthday to you. Oh, I went a bit Neil Diamond there, didn't I? Trying to think of a Neil Diamond song. Hands, touching hands, reaching out. And that's all I can sing, because otherwise I'll get charged for it. We've got another message. Oh, I love these messages. Keep them coming, because frankly I've got nothing better to do. Terry! Hello, Terry. How are you? Hi, Rob. Great show. Thank you very much. I just bought the paint blast and I've just put wood panelling in my hall and stairs. And I'm hoping it'll save me lots of time to paint it all. Can't wait to try it. Terry, if it doesn't save you lots of time, then frankly, we might as well all give up and go home. It will. I absolutely, undoubtedly will. It will. And it will also, you won't have anything really very much to clean up afterwards. No brushes to throw out or rollers or any of that kind of malarkey. No drips, no brush marks, no spills. Well, no, there won't be any spills. So it's quicker, it's easier, you get even coating. It gives you one of the most even coverages that I've ever seen. As I say, we've had a few repairs done in our flat. There was a leak and they had to cut a great big piece of wall out. And when they repaired the wall, they used a paint sprayer to paint back over it again. It's just the way that it's done now, I think, really. And so this is a domestic version of a commercial type machine. But as I've been saying all show, it punches way above its weight. It's capable of doing a job of devices that I've seen and used that are twice as much money. So who's just Googled? So Paul just emailed. He obviously knows what he's talking about. Oh, sorry, Director Paul just Googled it. Right. You need an HVLP, high volume, low pressure for spraying cars. Well, this is an HVLP. It is high volume, low pressure. So now there are a lot of things you've got to do before paint spraying your car. You've got to prepare it and all that kind of stuff. But there are videos online. But like I said, we think it will be fine. It's not specifically designed as a paint sprayer, but the way it works is the same way that a paint sprayer works. It's not a professional car auto painting HVLP machine. But I don't see why not. Give it. What's the worst that can happen? Well, obviously, do a test. If you do a test, then you won't have a problem. Or if you do have a problem, you haven't ruined your car. Now, here is the next clip, and I think, unless Leslie has more questions for me, let's go back to Sean and Hayley in the field on another day, in another planet, in a different dimension, in a different time, with Charlie, and this time, let's get the paint on the doors.
So do a door, wall, I've got a bedside table to upcycle and a radiator cover, which are a nightmare. Should we get cracking?
No stopping you. You get going. Again, pop your mask on, and honestly, the results can be absolutely fantastic. Quick and easy, but that professional finish that we keep telling you about. So that door won't look like you've hand painted it. It'll look like that's how the doors came.
That's
a professional of the factory finish.
Yeah.
Exactly the right way.
And that's the difference you get, isn't it, with a machine like this? That coverage, in that one pass over that you see there, really uniform, dries really uniform as well.
Any overspray as well. So a bit of masking tape around the door and you'll be able to just go for it, getting a great finish and allowing you to do things so quickly and so easy. So all of a sudden, decorating indoors isn't a big, massive job that you think I'm going to have to take a week off work. You get things done in a weekend. It's brilliant.
We said indoors and outdoors. We did a fence panel a little bit earlier in the show in less than a minute. But you're seeing how quick you're getting into all those areas. You're not leave any drips, any brush marks, any bits of brush behind.
And the other thing is it's clean, it's safe to use inside as well. And it's got this high volume, low pressure, so minimal overspray. So obviously normally you'd be doing this inside. But for us here, studio-wise, easier for us to do all of this outside. But this would be in your home. This would be your walls, your ceiling. Don't even have to take the door off the hinges. You paint it in situ.
Yeah, and all those different types of paint that we talked about: gloss, lacquers, varnishes, stains, satin, eggshell, wood preservatives, metal paints we talked about, because you can go from one surface to another depending on the paint, remember.
Indoors, outdoors, it makes no odds, and of course you choose the paint that's right for the product you're painting onto, but it will virtually work with all of those paints like Sean said, so you can actually go along to your store, choose the colour that you like and revamp your whole home in just 2 minutes. That's one side of the door done and dusted, and it looks absolutely brilliant.
Now Charlie's going to show us on the panel that we've got here whether you want to do upright, whether you want to do side to side. It's so simple, so straightforward, whether you want to do stenciling, and Charlie's going to show us that precision now, isn't he?
Well, you can see here first of all, if you're going up and down like we were doing on the actual door, you've got a setting for that, or you can alter that setting that allows you then to go left to right. So all depending what you're doing, it allows you to get that precision. But then there is a precision setting. So if you want to do something like stenciling, and you can actually alter how much paint comes out.
Yeah, that shows you behind the trigger there, it limits the amount of paint that comes through.
Complete control.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
So you can get the right amount of paint, so you can do precision things such as this, or great stenciling, which is a really nice idea. Perhaps you can see the light there as well that's just come on. If you are in sort of dark areas, pop that light on, allowing you to see into cupboards and things like that.
And then the fact that you've got the stencils, this is a great way to transform a room, isn't it?
I think kids' rooms, and perhaps
Look at that.
you've got a baby coming and you can stencil onto the rooms, can really personalise. And actually, there's a lot of nice sort of hallways and living rooms, the words you can put up, which are really nice.
Lots of scrolls and things, really meaningful sayings that you can decorate your rooms with.
And you can do it. This is for the complete beginner right through to a professional.
Ah, yes. Carpe diem. Carpet day. That means seize the day. Anyway, where are we? What are we doing? Who am I? Oh, yes. We are almost limited stock. I don't think it's going... I thought it was going to, actually, I have to say. But it's half term, probably everyone's in bed because they're so tired from actually having the kids at home. But it's close. It's very, very close. There will be only a small amount of stock left later in the day. So some people, but there are more people trying to order it than potentially stock we have left. So a lot of people will be disappointed. I hope that you are not one of them. And the simplest way, like the deal that I got on the vacuum cleaner tonight ended at midnight. So I bought it before midnight because otherwise it would have gone back up to £299. And it was, before that, it was £500. So I got it for £129. So you have to act. Action is the key, you see. And in this this world, well, this country of ours, this nation of ours, which is uses financial money, fiat as they call it, currency in order to purchase things, you have to provide an exchange of your funds in order for us to send you our product. So if you don't check out and pay, it's not going to be on the way. But if you do check out and pay, it's going to be on the way. Anyway, here's Charlie with Sean and Hayley, and this time they're leaving it all on the table.
So we've got some wooden furniture here, which has seen better days.
Yeah.
I've given it a clean.
A little
bit tired. I've given it a quick sand. So we've got a little bistro set to do, chair down there. We've got a little picket fence, and just in front there, we've got a terracotta pot. So yes, as long as you're using the correct paint, of course, you can paint wood, plastic, metal, painted surfaces, plasterboard. You can use it for primers, undercoats, varnishes. Again, for furniture, as we've seen. Fence paint, decking paint, all sorts really.
I think once you use something like this, you'll be looking for things to paint because it makes the job so much easier.
You get all your outside furniture matching, perhaps you've got a mishmash at the minute, and you were thinking about throwing out and buying new, but it's pretty, it's should we, shouldn't we, let's get repainted.
You can get it all uniformed, can't you? Enjoy liquor paint.
And like you say, even with your pots and things too.
Yeah, you absolutely could. I'm going for a bright colour because people are going quite bright and bold in the garden.
Yeah, they are now.
So we've got a blue loaded up in here. This is an all-round garden paint for a multitude of surfaces. So we're going to start off with this table.
We'll leave you to it then.
Yeah, on you go, on you go.
So remember, always put your mask on when you are spray painting, but you remember as well that you do get very little overspray with this system because it's been so cleverly designed. I think that's going to look amazing in a blue, and that's a nice thing. You get everything matching. I've got lots of really nice blue pots and things.
I love the fact that you can go from side to side, you can go up and down. It's indoors or outdoors, remember, and it's this simple. The coverage is so easy, so straightforward. If you do want to shop for this, it's a great time and a great price with PayPal Pay in 3 available. And remember, it's not just outdoors, it's indoors as well. If you want to bring things back to life, that's exactly what you can do here, whether it's doors, skirting boards, walls, window frames, furniture, fences and sheds. But remember, outdoor furniture such as this, really vibrant, really bold, bringing back pieces back to life. And even the areas that are really awkward to get to, inside the slats, the legs on the inside. Remember, this also has a light. Now, you've just seen Charlie change the angle there, because when you're going up and down, you have one way. When you're going side to side, you have the other. Not just indoors, like we say, if you're going to do things like interior doors, it might be things like walls and ceilings you want to use it for. It's about getting that perfect coverage every single time, and that perfect coverage that you can see in moving straight on now to the chair. Tables, chairs, you're going to use it on so many
and that's going to look so nice, isn't it? Perhaps you've got just a little courtyard garden, having that brightness, but of course you could go any colour. Perhaps it's a green that you're after, perhaps you're going for a darker sort of wooden shade, or perhaps it is a varnish. It's amazing how many different paints and how many different jobs you'll be able to do so quickly and so easily with very little overspray, so not making a great deal of mess, but actually giving you a finish that looks like this is how you bought this bistro set. There's nothing worse than something looking like it's been repainted, but it's going to look new. It's going to look like you've bought new items for your garden.
I love the fact it's got this super strong motor in here, that high volume, low pressure motor for maximum coverage, as you can see in these demonstrations.
That's the other thing. If you're doing perhaps you're thinking about doing a whole room and you're painting walls and ceilings, you're going to be able to do it so quickly and so easily. But you've also got the precision actual position on the multi-spray. So if you are doing sort of more intricate items like we are here, again, very little overspray, brilliant finish. And we did watch one of our neighbours paint a fence like this for weeks on end, a taller fence for that sort of look. And again, the finish is just, that's how it was bought. It's not been repainted. That's that professional finish. But let's get a little bit closer.
That's it, it's inspection time, Charlie.
We can really see. Great colour. I
love it. It's so bold, isn't it?
Brilliant.
And obviously, I'll do the back later on. I just want to show you a variety of demonstrations.
And it's just nice to see how quickly you can do it as well.
Yeah, and again, I mean, I would still be on the top bit here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's such a fine atomization of paint, you can still see the grain of wood under it.
Yes.
It's beautiful. It looks like you bought it this colour.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so nice as well to match things in the garden. Perhaps you've got quite a mishmash of bits and pieces, and to get everything in.
Bring it all together, yeah.
It's really, and just refreshes everything again, doesn't it?
And we can go, Charlie, like you were saying, from one surface to another, so different types of surfaces.
Absolutely right.
As long as it's the right paint.
As long as it's the right paint, absolutely right. I've got a garden paint here. The one I've got loaded here is good for stones, ceramics, terracotta, wood. It could be metal as well, by the way. If you've got metal furniture, absolutely perfect.
We did Mum's wrought iron table and chairs, and she'd got a fence as well that got like sort of a wrought iron end, and we put it into a green, didn't we?
Yeah, all matched. Yeah, lovely.
It can just transform the look of a garden. And don't forget, indoors, outdoors, we've got lots more things to go through. Should we do the terracotta pot?
Yes,
let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Right. That's the great thing. Wherever you look and you think, oh, I fancy that a different colour, you have got the paint spraying system to do exactly that. Whether it's metal or wood or terracotta, and even uneven surfaces, there's a lot of detail on that pot. It won't ruin the detail.
No, and like you say, it doesn't overflood, it doesn't run out of the detailed areas. It just gives you that perfect finish. Look how quick it is as well.
And that's the great thing. If you are thinking about doing indoors and doing the walls, the ceilings, you know, a big room, you know you're going to be able to get a great finish really, really quickly. No brush marks, no bristles in the paint, there's no drips, and honestly, you wouldn't know that you hadn't bought that pot in that blue.
How many times have you bought blue pots and they're more expensive than the terracotta?
Absolutely.
You're transforming that pot in under a minute. So it might be old terracotta pots that you've got at home and you want to transform them. Like you said, you can match them all beautifully.
It just brings it all back to life.
I was just reading, actually, I was just catching up on the news during that video, and there's a story I just saw, and it's very appropriate, actually, for this show. Apparently, in the Indian Ocean, a ship containing red paint collided with a ship containing blue paint, and 50 sailors were marooned. Oh. It's not true. I haven't even got the news on my iPad. I made it up, I did. For comic effect. Yes, indeed. I know. I'll just let that sink in for a moment. And yes. That's what they said on the ship. Here's the bullseye, ladies and gentlemen. It's not just any old bullseye. It's the Pro. And if you're going to get a bullseye, you want a pro bullseye, don't you? You don't want an amateur bullseye. It's on the You May Like, the Bullseye Pro cordless tyre inflator. Guess what? It's cordless. And guess what it does? It inflates tyres. And we've got it on a special show deal. We've got 12 minutes left. And then the price will go up from $59.99 or whatever it is. No, $69.99 goes down 13 and something quid automatically at checkout. Now, regarding the paint blast, Liam would like to know... Liam would like me to tell Carl that it is good for sheds and decking. I feel like you've got to be careful how you say that. Deads and shecking. No, it's fine. Yes, Carl, it is good for sheds and decking. It's designed for sheds and decking. In fact, when the first paint blast was conceived, it said to itself, what is my purpose in life? And after a brief moment of thought, it realised, it had an epiphany, if you will, that it lived to paint sheds and decking. Yeah, it does a really good job. It does a really good job, actually, on decks and shedding, or sheds and decking. That sounds like a band, doesn't it? Sheds and decking. Now, anyway, I know that I'm radiating charisma right now. Please don't try to cover it up. But if you did want to, and you wanted to change its colour, you'd do this.
So we've got some wooden furniture here, which has seen better days.
Yeah.
I've given it a clean.
Tired.
A little bit tired. I've given it a quick sand. So we've got a little bistro set to do, chair down there. We've got a little picket fence, and just in front there, we've got a terracotta pot. So yes, as long as you're using the correct paint, of course, you can paint wood, plastic, metal, painted surfaces, plasterboard. You can use it for primers, undercoats, varnishes. Again, for furniture, as we've seen. Fence paint, decking paint, all sorts really.
I think once you use something like this, you'll be looking for...
Cut. Sorry, that was the wrong video. I made this whole build-up for radiators, and by jingo, we're going to show you a radiator cover. And because we just saw that other one, and you don't want to see it again, do you? No, that'd be silly. Radiator covers. Go!
But indoors, I think radiator covers can look so great.
Yeah.
But they can sometimes look so tired. Or sometimes I looked and I was like, oh, I can't get the colour that I want. Well, you can just get, just a white and then transform it with a paint colour.
Yeah, and it brings it back to, I mean, you can be on trend with everything, can't you? Certain colours are on trend at different times. This is one of those real trendy colours that you can transform in a couple of moments. That's the great thing about it.
It is. You're forever saving time, you're saving money, you're saving on paint as well, because you can see we're using so little paint. It's very much one pass over and the job is done. The secret is just to hold it around about 20 to 30 centimetres away from the item you're actually spray painting and keep moving. It's multi-surface, so whether you are using it on doors or walls or skirting boards or window frames, furniture inside and out, fences, like we did the stencing, changing the kids' rooms, sheds or summer houses or decking, it makes no odds.
With detail like that, can you imagine with a brush, what a pain that would be.
You'd have loads of drip marks. It will be running down the back. There's nothing running down the back. And there's so many things like this. When we did Mum's wrought iron chairs, they had a lot of sort of detail like that, but again the finish was absolutely fabulous.
Now you can see it's a very windy day out here with us at Shop on TV, but getting that great coverage, whether you're going side to side, whether you're going up and down, it really doesn't matter. You get that precision finish. That radiator cover, about a minute and a half, that 90 seconds.
I love that colour.
Nice colour, isn't it?
Just again changing the whole look of the hallway, and all you've done is painted the radiator cover. And again, you can chop and change that time and time again. Because I think our
it's not a big
taste
job, is it?
No, that's it. And you're not really spending a great deal of money. You're getting a pot of paint, and the job is done. And then other odd bits, perhaps in the hallway, you could spray paint to match into that. So clever. And remember, all those paints, glosses or lacquers or varnishes or stains or satin or eggshell, absolutely fantastic.
Love a bit of eggshell. We were just chatting on TikTok and being silly while we were watching that. And do you remember Blackadder? Do you remember Brian Blessed in Blackadder? Have you ever seen Blackadder? Yeah. One of my favourite all-time things that he ever said, lines, we were doing some sort of movie and TV quotes, and this is it. Are you ready? Sisek, present horses. How's that? That's my Brian Blessed. Anyway, good. Right, so Paint Blast. Oh, we're almost out of time. We've got 7 minutes left, ladies and gentlemen, so get your bullseyes in quick. We are so close to being limited stock, but I think now we've got to nearly 3 a.m. It's me, you, and a couple of rogue dogs. that are watching. But get it while you can, and I hope that the people who've gone to bed will come and check out later in the day. We may have just enough stock left for a very quick offering on a future show. Certainly the lion's share of the stock has gone tonight and sold out. We're down to about the last 11% of the stock. And remember, genuinely, 100% honestly, I state this for the record, I state my case, of which I'm certain. My friends, I say it clear. All the stock that we have is, as far as we know, all the stock in the country. And it took us 3 months to get it back in, and it's going to be September before the new stock arrives. So this is your last chance today, really today, to get it, possibly, if there's any stock left over, on a future presentation. But it'll be quick, because this thing sells like hotcakes. I mean, you buy it like hotcakes, and there's a reason for that, because it's just a good product. You can't keep a good product down, can you? I don't need to sell this. It sells itself. I wouldn't want to try and sell it. You're intelligent people. You can see how good it is. Because it's on telly and it's two-dimensional, I can tell you it's very comfortable to use. Hey, you know, the other thing I didn't even mention, it's really very lightweight. Now, obviously, when it's got some liquid in it, it's going to add, I don't know, half a kilo to it. That's probably not even... It's about a kilo, maybe, I'd say. It's very light. And see how well balanced it is? I'm not holding it. It's literally just balancing in my hand. You've got a lovely big trigger, nice and ergonomic. It's well designed. And it's just simple and easy to use, but it's really made of top quality materials. It's robust, it's durable, and it's going to stop you from getting all the drips and splatters and splotches and whatnot with paint brushes, with paint rollers. And rollers, unless you've got a completely flat surface, they really don't cover very well. Neither do brushes. You get the brush marks. But look, if you've got textured surfaces, even the natural texture of wood, if you have things that normally you'd have to cut into with a paintbrush, it does it all at the same time. But it's also you can see how accurate it is there. You can adjust how fine the spray is. You can get right the way down to a spray that's literally only 1.5 inches, if that, wide. So you can use it for crafts and artwork and things like that if you want to. But you can also have it as a wide nozzle, and you can have really good wide coverage so that you can paint quickly. You get even distribution. There aren't parts of whatever you're painting that are thick with paint and other parts that are sparse with paint. It's even coating all over. And it dries really, really quickly, so you can get the second coat on really rapidly as well, having to wait for hours and hours and hours for the paint to dry. It's really good. Very, very powerful 600 watt motor. And remember, this is an HVLP sprayer, so that's high volume, low pressure. And as we've discovered, actually, that's the same type of system that is used for auto painting. So it's not designed for auto painting, but we think that it might very well do a reasonable job. But obviously do a patch test somewhere first, just to be sure. You could paint, again, here's texture, like the wicker, the fencing, brickwork. You can do your pebble dashing. You can do Artex. If you have Artex in your room, when would you ever paint Artex? We had Artex in one of my childhood houses. And it started after a while to yellow and sort of discolour. Well, you can't really paint it, not easily, not even with a brush. But with this you can. It gets in all the little nooks and crannies. This will get your paint where other places won't. And we have got another little message for you. Here's another message. This is from, did you tell me how to say your name? Because I'm not sure that I'm pronouncing it correctly. Is it Vakas or Vakwas? And anyway, so this is for Vakas Ali. Are you any relation to Abbas Ali from Birmingham? I'm going to purchase 2 of these paint blasts for myself. This is the same one I read out from Abbas. Oh, so you've got, I see, he's got different names. So he's Abbas, Rakas and Vakas. But fear not, I will read out your message. I'm happy to do so. He's getting 2, one for him and one for his cousin. Going to save you time. And this one, Tony, Bullseye Paint Sprayer. I'm wanting the Bullseye Paint Sprayer. Well, we can't do the ordering for you. You have to do it yourself. So you've got two ways. You can either go to shopontv.co.uk on your phone or your tablet or your laptop or your desktop computer. Click on live and scroll down, and there is your paint blast. Add it to your basket. And then you can go to your basket, and you then have two things you can do. You can check out, or you can buy now. In fact, actually, Leslie, can we go back to the paint blast, please? Thank you. And just click on the paint blast, and then you scroll down. Now you see you can add it to your basket, or you can just click buy now. If you click buy now, it'll take you straight through to the checkout. You can check out as a guest, so we don't store any of your information, or you can create an account for free, and we will keep your information so that you can log in and come back next time. And all of your addresses, you can have multiple addresses, send these directly to anywhere you like within the United Kingdom. But please do check out your baskets on everything. The bullseye, we've got 1 minute and 13 seconds, 10 seconds left. The price will go up. We'll give you a little bit of time to check out. The price will go up. Usually it's by a hard out at 3:30. It will go back up to the full price. And with regards to the paint blast, get it while you can, because there is not a lot of stock left. And I imagine that when people wake up later in the day, they're going to come back and will probably gobble up most of, if not all of, the stock that we have left. Can I just say what an absolute pleasure it's been to present to you for you this evening. I've really enjoyed the show. Thank you very much for all of your input and I love the interactivity. Many messages and emails, and that's very much appreciated. Sean and Hayley are covering me on Thursday next week. I will be back Friday evening and Saturday evening. That's my 2-day stint with you next week. But from me, Rob Locke, with an E, and from all of the weekend crew, thank you ever so much for watching, and have a blessed day. From now, bye.